Hello everyone and welcome to the Brazilian Grand Prix, the second to last race for the Tier 2 drivers here. Hopefully an entertaining race coming our way. I'm trying to find a map with all the Brazilian corners on, but all I'm getting is Brazilian labelled maps. So yeah, that's not too helpful, but we move here commentating with Evan once again. I feel like we are known for the Tier 2 commentary. As yeah, we have loaded in a dry, cloudy quali for Brazil this time. Normally, it'd be quite interesting at Brazil. Sometimes some wet weather, but we've got Ted in for reserve today. Peter as well. Who else are we going for reserve? We've got Taishu, and I think that's it for reserves. And YouTube Flipper in the Ferrari. But yeah, how you doing today, Evan? You alright? How we doing? Want to run us through what needs to be done for Hasbro to clinch the title? So a lot of numbers. And, we'll just have to see what happens today. We're 2 minutes into quali already, and none of the drivers have come out, so I'm guessing we're waiting for someone to load as we hear the Williams fire up. So I'm going to guess it's probably Phil Mitchell. I don't even know if that is the Williams. I think that's just some women in the background. Lovely jubbly. Well, we sit here and wait. Here we go. Who's going to be first out the pits? Is it a Williams? It is Phil Mitchell! After not getting out first the last 2 weeks, Phil Mitchell has made it out. I am going to quickly sort out the audio and turn it down so you can actually hear us in the commentary booth. There we go. And I can hear myself. Dua Lipa in the chat. What's up, John? Oh, hi, Evan. That's what everyone's saying in the chat. Let's go! Let's get some predictions from you then. So obviously full quali format. Who's coming top of Q1?
Okay, maybe I got my audio sorted out this time. Okay.
Cool.
So I think P1 today. I actually want to go with the two guys fighting for the title 1-2 today. So I want Hasbro first, and Alpha second, and then we'll throw Xbox 7 up there at third because he has a really good qualifying pace. He just seems to get unlucky when it comes to race time.
I think I'd love to see Alpha and Hasbro first and second the whole day. I think if you can see Hasbro and Alpha within a couple tenths of each other, or sorry, not even that, a couple thousandths of each other at the top of the board the whole day, that would be a very eventful race. Hopefully we can see those two fight. But I mean, Alpha, the last few races it looks like he's been struggling a bit. Hopefully got a bit more practice in for this one. Yeah, Phil Mitchell, first out, first to do his lap. Round through sector 2 now. This is coming up to turn 8. Tricky part of the track here. Very easy to lose the rear end as you go around turn 10. This is turn 10, never mind. I know my tracks, don't worry. Once again, very easy to lose the rear end. There's a yellow flag, sector 2. I think it's just the car getting out the way, so coming up to the third sector now. It isn't a purple, according to us. But that's probably because no one set a time. Ignore me. But yeah, coming up the final straight now. Full throttle, you need a good exit to make sure you don't lose any time. Straight onto the DRS and hug the left-hand side. Almost like you're going into the pits. Probably could have hugged it a little bit more there. Phil Mitchell sits at 108.9. Oh, jeez, it's 108.1. There we go.
Has Swanee cross the line to start his lap, as now Jack Gretton will be the next one to cross the line in the Renault. It's going to be 108.5. Chris right behind him with a 108.7, only 2 tenths behind that Renault. Is now coming around.
Interesting, Chris still not to score a point this season, so hopefully today's the day.
Hopefully today is the day for Chris.
Fusion Gamer goes 4th. Boosie will be next to cross the line, I believe. Maybe Blink. No, that might be YouTube Flipper in front. Huge Flipper goes 6th, and Pagbusi goes 1st.
1079.
For 1079, and if you look second, Alfanair really close to Busi, and within a 10th. So a nice lap from Alfanair there, as Blink goes 7th. And next up, Taishi on the money's on an outlap, trying to prove himself. Obviously, he'll be in Tier 3 next season. Anyone that isn't aware, if you do just watch the races, we do have a Tier 3 starting next season for the... oh, sorry, Swanee goes as P2.
The nice lap there from Swanee's. Alphinator sets up in... Actually, we forgot the... Alphinator sets up there in P3.
Are you asleep? I said that a minute ago. What do you mean we didn't talk about that?
Well, then I obviously missed it. That's fine. Next across the line.
Bradley crosses the line, goes 5th.
Being Alfa Romeo. Fusion Gamer goes 5th with a 1083. As Tenex slots into
Obviously
P9.
the full quali format. They want to get through on one tyre set. That's what I think Fusion's tried to do there. Give me 2 seconds.
Next across the line will be Matt Brooks in the Mercedes. As he comes across the line, it's P5 with a 1082. Nice lap there from the Mercedes. I think the other Mercedes is also next across the line. As Harley goes 7th fastest. Also a very nice lap there from the other Mercedes driver. As Taichu is next to begin his lap. So we look for Daily PM Gaming, who also is setting off on a lap. So TGR Expo next across the line, but has it validated. Looks to go around one more time. Insane Power in the McLaren next across the line just invalidates right there on the straightaway. Took too much of that entrance, took too much of that curb. Well, painted curb out on the left side and just...
My bad, I'm back.
Well, you ruined his lap. Xbox 7 Up will start his lap now as the other AlphaTauri heads into the pits of Bradley.
Fusion Game is also coming into the pits. I think a racing point up next of Peter. No, never mind. That's Al Davies.
Oh,
14th. Not the not greatest of laps as he flies off into turn 1 there. But Lee Davies looking for some more points today. Got very unlucky the last few races. Looks like a Mercedes next across the line. Is that Harley? He's into the pits. And well, Peter will be next across the line then, as he's coming around through sector 3 now. Around what is labelled as turn 15 here, but it's not really a turn. Crosses the line.
1089. As TGR Turbo goes to the top of the board with a 1077. Nice lap there from the Red Bull.
Very, very solid lap there.
Xbox 7 Up. Got some of the toe there from Chris as he comes off the final corner. Goes fastest by 2/10. Probably with help from that Haas in front of him.
Yeah, I don't think he will mind the traffic in front of him there. Nice little toe. I wish we could see sector times as spectators without having to go to race director. As it looks like Hasbro now off to start his first lap. As it looks like Tenek goes
third. Nice lap there from McLaren. As now we're gonna jump on with our championship leader. At least I will. No fun.
Yeah, I'm on board as well.
All right.
So Hasbro to win the championship today, as Evan was saying earlier. Well, to be fair, if he wins the race, he wins it all, I'm pretty sure.
Yes.
So anything can happen as he comes around turn 9. Once again, a very easy turn to lose the rear end.
As long as he finishes 4th or higher, Harry will be our Tier 2 champion for this season.
And he joined quite late as well, I believe.
He joined in Spain, I think. So...
Let me double check that. That is, yes, Spain was his first race, finished 4th. And won Monaco, the next race.
Yeah, had a slew of wins.
Monaco was quite eventful. He comes around. This looks like a very quick lap from Hasbro as he comes across the line.
It's a 1078.
Very close with Tenek there on times, but very solid lap from Hasbro. Once again, only doing the 1 lap. From the looks of it, he doesn't really need to come back out. And yeah, very nice lap. Next up, one of the Ferraris. Oh, it looks like both the Ferraris actually is Blink leading the pack. Be moving up to Tier 1 next season. Hasn't finished better than 3rd this season, so maybe 2 more races. Can he break the 3rd place curse that you had for quite a while? And try and jump up to a 2nd place finish and
3/10 up currently on his time here through the 2nd sector. Like a decent lap here for the Ferrari.
crosses the line.
It's
Goes
only
P11.
P11 as YouTube
Enough
Fliver
to get
backs
him
out
through.
of his lap and into the pits.
Looks like the 2 Alphas,
Our
both on an outlap. One goes into the pits.
Future Gamer gave the toe there to Pack Boosie so he can get on with his lap.
An interesting place to do it, but I mean, if that's the way you want to do it, that's the way you want to do it. As it looks like Jack, is that Insane Power and Hasbro getting a little bit racy at the first turn there. I think Hasbro might have missed the pits.
Maybe. Probably why he's staying out.
Interesting. Don't see
His
why
Insane
he'd
Power
stay
goes
out,
off.
but yeah, interesting.
It's a little
Too
bit,
sure what these guys are doing.
almost a little bit of
A little bit
contact
of,
between those two.
Yeah, it looks like he set his car up to try and try and show the championship leader that even though you're the quickest on the track, I still want to get on with my qualifying lap. But Blink comes to cross the line. No, he goes into the pits. Never mind.
Yep.
So next up,
We'll be back, Boosie.
Yeah, Peter starts his out lap. So yeah, Boosie will
Is it validated?
Set the time. He hasn't validated. So the toe from his teammate not helping him at all. It looks like Hasbro's actually pushing, so I don't know if he's on a lap. No, definitely not.
He definitely had a mistake there, so he's not on a lap, I don't think. He dives in. So that's good. That's a Haas next across the line, I believe. And it looks to be Chris starting his lap.
I think no one on a lap at the minute, besides Boosie, who might be on another run here. He is. So go on board with Boosie. 2 races in a row now, I believe, from Boosie. So
Can he make it 3 today?
can you do me a favour? Can you ping Taishu and invite to the game?
Yeah, I can see what I can do.
Thank you. So it looks like Boosie's actually setting up for a tow here. His teammate just in front of him is slowing down to let the Racing Point in front. The Alpha might need to speed up a little bit though, because the Dirty Air might not help him here, as he's getting very close to his teammate. Fusion needs to speed up, or the Dirty Air is going to block his teammate off as they come around the 3rd sector now. He's going to try give the tow, but
Yeah, that just ruined his end of the 2nd sector into the 3rd. Yeah. Very smart play here for the Alfa Romeos. That tow is pretty potent here down this front stretch. Here comes the Alfa Romeo. Doesn't improve. 10th down in his time.
I think it's the Dirty Air. I think the Dirty Air in the 3rd sector is just so strong. But Chris is now next across the line in P16 at the minute.
Can make it into
Crosses the
Q.
line,
Yes.
Goes P10.
P10.
What a lap. It's a nice lap from Chris. It's one of the Mercedes. I think Matt Brooks possibly might. Yeah, Matt Brooks spun in sector 2. So he'll just warming up the tyres, as we saw in Imola yesterday. A lot of cars spinning around in the formation lap. I'm surprised Max didn't bin it on the safety car restart, to be honest.
That's a very interesting way to say Imola.
Imola. Is that not how you say it?
I thought it was pronounced Imola, but you know, I'm an American, so what do I know?
Exactly. Americans. Matt Brooks goes to start his lap.
I have a lot of traffic here on
I
track
have
at the
nothing
moment.
against Americans. It was a joke, by the way.
Bradley next across the line. Jack, they're both going to start their lap. We look to the Racing Point of Daily PM, who has invalidated his lap. It was 4/10 up. That's disappointing there for the Racing Point. He's going to set off and go again. GG Gamer next across the line has invalidated as well.
They're all on outlaps besides Davies, who's now coming up to sector 3. He might get a little bit of a tow from the house here. No, he's gone. He was waiting to start his lap, but he's gone. So Lee Davies now come around the 3rd and final sector. Can he get his way through to Q2 for the first time this season as he comes across the line?
For the Racing Point, oh, it's only P17 right behind his teammate.
He goes 6-7 times quicker, but yeah, just misses out. on improving his time as he gets out of the way for the Mercedes. Obviously, the game giving me the best camera angles there.
Absolutely.
As Phil Mitchell binned it in the third sector. He was on a lap, come around the final turn, and he spun around. So
Now
that's his lap over.
here comes Matt Brooks. Doesn't improve. 3/10 down on his time. So we look to, is that Bradley next across the line? 2/10 up currently.
2/10 up.
He's in that danger zone of almost getting knocked out here in the qualifying session as he runs towards the line. It's P12. As Jack
Gretton goes 13th.
is X
And Peter goes 8th.
puts in an 8, puts in a lap time good enough for 8th in the racing point. Nice lap there from Peter. Next across the line, Insane Power, only 17th for the McLaren. Gives the toe to Alphinator, who stays 7th.
Interesting, and Ted
Starts
stays,
another lap.
Oh no, starts his lap.
In P2.
So next up will be, well, YouTube Flipper's on a lap, but I think it's 2 seconds down, so nothing out of that one. Davies is on an in lap, and there's a Mercedes behind him. Is that Harley? He's on an invalidated lap.
Yep, it's Harley.
Matt Brooks is
coming into the pits.
Coming in, unless he's setting up to do another lap now, which, no, he's definitely not. He is on an in lap. The Renault behind him, though, Jack Gretton, is he on a fast lap?
I have no idea. If he is, he's getting severely affected by that racing point in front of him. No, he's 5 seconds down. He's not on a lap. I believe that AlphaTauri behind. No, it's Bradley. He's not on a lap.
He's definitely not on a lap.
And the McLaren and the Red Bull behind them.
Insane Power, though. 5 temps up, and it looks like Alpha is going to get a nice cheeky toe here.
Oh, yeah. Trying to slingshot himself up to the past his championship rival. Only nah, he comes into the pits. So here comes Insane Power across the line. It's only P17, even though it was an improvement for the McLaren. I think he's going around again. He doesn't have enough ERS.
For us, there's a minute and a half left, but for them, I think there's about 4 minutes. So at the minute, Harley in danger of dropping out of Q1 here at Brazil as Blink starts his lap. Can he get out of Q1 and get through to Q2? As for some reason the game not giving me a camera angle. There we go. So I'll stay on board with Blink for this lap. This is for safety. He comes through Sector 1 onto the DRS. Goes a bit wide there.
Mercedes of Harley goes 8th. So he gets himself out of that danger zone.
Blink is 2.5 temps up now, Sector 1. So Jack Gretton under pressure here.
Good here for the Ferrari.
Can Blink finish the lap? As he goes a bit wide there, nearly invalidates, but just keeps within the track limits. Coming through Sector 2 now. Nice exit, didn't get any rear end shake there. We're about to see if he's still up on his time though as he comes out of turn 10. Round to start Sector 3.
About a 10th.
10th and a half up on his time. He needs about a 10th here now on this straight. Can Blink get out of Q1 as he comes up the final straight now? McLaren ahead, gets out the way, goes into the pits, and Blink crosses the line.
He makes it. It's P12. He makes it,
still some more time on the clock for everyone else, but I think that might be enough.
As next across the line is YouTube Flipper to start his lap in the Ferrari, currently down P19, trying to improve on that. That's Mercedes and Matt Brooks coming out back again. Harley is in, and I think that's qualifying done. Unless
done for us, but it's not done
for them. Yeah.
2 minutes.
God love Cody's. As Fusion Gamer pulls in.
So YouTube Flipper's a 10th up on his time at the minute. He needs about a second and 3 temps.
If he can improve high enough, he'll knock out Bradley here. It'd be disastrous for that AlphaTauri.
I think his outlap was actually done with his ERS on, as he's only got 35% and he's going through Sector 2 now, but see what he can do. Needs a second.
I would start turning it off right here. Just to save some. We're very wide on that exit curb. We had to lift there through the left-hander. Usually flat out. Yeah, he's a 10th down.
He's down on his time. Struggling with the Brazil conditions. So we go to Bradley, who is in Sector 2. Fighting for safety, but I don't think there's anyone else on the track that can knock him out besides YouTube Flipper, but he's going to cross the line.
It's not going to be an improvement. It's only P19 there for Ferrari. That's his qualifying
so
over.
Bradley
has made it in. As he runs wide.
Skin of his teeth. Look at Jack Gretton, 6 thousandths of a second behind
That,
Bradley. He won't be too happy, but that's the game.
but that's the end of Q1. Actually, Swanee is
Look at
still out there on track, on a lap.
the
He's
gap to
actually
leaders here.
he's still
That's quite...
still 3 tenths up at this time actually.
Swanee.
Yeah, Swanee.
Oh, this could be for P1 here. Around the final turn.
Bragging runs for
Crosses the
Q1.
line.
It goes to Swanee.
It goes Q1. Lovely. Well, I was going to say the gap from 1st to 15th is 7 tenths, but make that 8.
Make that 8
8
tenths.
tenths from
That's
from
very
1st
close
to 15th,
field,
which is,
actually.
yeah. Very close.
Only in
Xbox
Q1.
7 Up and Swanee. Xbox 7 Up set his time with a drag from Chris. So Swanee doesn't need that apparently.
Yeah, just outright obliterated that lap.
That's Q1 for you, ladies and gentlemen. A very close grid. Jack Gretton going out by 6 thousandths of a second. Insane Power, Lee Davies, YouTube Flipper, and Taishu, who didn't manage to set a lap.
Is now we gear up and get ready for Q2.
These are some. I want to see. You can't see the sector times, I don't think. Although you can. 16-7. 16. Oh, Xbox 7 Up quicker in the first sector. Swanee quicker in the second sector. And matching each other in the third sector. On the dot, actually. So, well, close enough. Just, yeah. So I think, even though it's only Q2 now, we'll see the strategies come out. We could still get some wet quali here, so... Some wet quali in Q2 or Q3. Anything could happen. What happens if there's a wet Q2?
If any part of qualifying is wet, it doesn't matter what part is wet, then any driver can start on any tire they want to.
Ah, okay. I knew that. 100%. But yeah, so Ted, Peter, Fusion Gamer, Xbox 7 Up, Alphinator, Matt Brooks, Bradley, Swanee, Tenick, Chris, Pack Boosie, Blink, Phil Mitchell, Hasvo, and Harley all getting through to Q2 then. Alphinator and Hasbo obviously fighting for the championship today. They both need to make sure they think about strategy here. I'm not too sure what the strategy is here. I think it's soft medium or medium soft at a stretch. You need to look after your tyres if that's your strategy. Otherwise, it's a soft hard or a hard soft or a soft medium soft. We'll see what the teams pick. As predictions for the top of Q2.
I think I'm gonna go with the same people that I had for Q1. So I'm gonna say Hasbro, Alphinator, and Xbox 7 Up as your top 3 in that order.
Now I'm gonna say Xbox 7 Up, Swanee, and Ted in that order.
As now everyone. Hopefully we see more people go onto the medium tire today.
Looks like half the grid's going for it.
Everyone else is on
The
softs.
other half all
First car out on track, it's the Williams of Phil Mitchell. Not a surprise there.
See, Phil Mitchell, he gets screen time coming out the pits, and the other times he gets screen time, he's spinning. So, see what he can do today. Obviously fighting for that P3 in the championship as well. Let's take a look at the points there for you. Gap between him and Swanee is 18 points.
Yeah, that one could go all the way down into Abu Dhabi, as long as Phil Mitchell actually scores points today.
Talking about Abu Dhabi to fight for P6 as well. Ben and Bradley split by a point.
Aha!
Ben would have been there for P6 as well, but he's not racing today. So that could be interesting. As Phil Mitchell comes to start his lap, 3 cars on the track out on softs, the rest on mediums that are currently on the track. I got Oreo bits on the back of my throat, I can't breathe.
That's fun.
Anyway, let's stop thinking about breathing. Let's get onto the qualifying session. So Phil Mitchell coming through sector 1. Looks like he's going to have some traffic in front of him. Hopefully they get out of the way.
Oh, we didn't even touch on Constructors' Championship. It looks like Red Bull.
Ooh.
Oh, as he gets onto that curb, it gets very sideways. Good save there for the Williams, but that's the end of his lap. So behind him, we move on to, is that Peter? That's behind him on an outlap.
Peter's on an outlap.
So
Blink's on an outlap. Fusion Gamer on the softs.
yeah, trying to make it into Q3 on the soft tires while everyone else is trying to... Actually, there's only 4 drivers there on track on the soft tires. DG Gamer, Alphinator, surprisingly there. Matt Brooks and Bradley, all on the soft tire. Everyone else is on mediums.
I think Alphinator trying to switch up the strategy here. Maybe force Hasbro into copying him.
I don't know about a soft hard strategy or a soft medium. I don't think that's going to be faster than the alternate. Just run a medium hard to the end of the race.
I think soft medium is the strat. I could be wrong, but it'll be interesting here as Fusion Gamer comes to cross the line to set the time to beat.
It's 1:08.5.
It's not the quickest time we've seen today, but
McLaren Tenick instantly goes a tenth faster than that on the medium tires. Here comes that was the Red Bull of Ted. Next across the line goes ahead, Fusion Gamer. Here comes Alphinator on the soft tire. He's going to go to the top of the board with the 107.9.
Solid lap there as Matt Brooks next to cross the line, coming through the final turn on those soft tires. I think he's actually aborted that lap. He's now starting another one, as this is going to be in the 13s. As Chris. Next up, the Chris in the Haas on the mediums.
Trying to see if he can make it through here to Q3 as he rounds the last corner towards the line. Oh, it's only a 109.0 for the Haas. As Peter's going to be next across the line in the racing point. Running towards the line. It's only P5 with a 108.6.
Not too bad of a lap. Bearing in mind these guys will be... Oh, it's Brady. Goes P2 on the softs. And next up the Ferrari. P6 for Blink on the mediums. And then, yeah, the Alpha went into the pits. So we'll carry on. Bearing in mind Peter and Chris are going into Tier 3 next season. We're still very close with the Tier 2 drivers. And Blink's moving up to Tier 1. So... I mean, the pace is there. Those guys in Tenick doing another lap for some reason. Maybe going for another lap now. He is starting the race on these tyres, so maybe doing this many laps isn't the smartest call. What do we know?
Maybe Phil Mitchell will be next across the line, if I'm not
Matt Brooks.
mistaken. Oh, is he going
107.8.
Wait.
He did another lap. Well, his first lap was invalidated and he just warmed up the tyres.
And just shot out it.
Swanee now to cross the line on the mediums.
Had a little bit of a toe.
That's Chris.
Yeah, it's Chris with a little bit of a toe. Oh, he invalidated at the last
I think he did
moment.
it when getting the toe.
Ah. Looks like a good lap too. Next across the line, it's the Williams of Phil Mitchell. Validated his first lap, goes 9th for his second lap.
And Swanee goes to start his lap. I've got something on the back of my throat. I'm trying to not think about it, but Tenick is 3/10 up on his time on those mediums. So maybe warming the mediums up and doing a few laps is a good shout. But he's about to come across the line. This is for P2. If he keeps those 3/10 up as he comes round to cross the line.
Hugs the inside towards the line. It's only P3 by about a 10th.
We say only. They're still on the mediums. A very solid lap from Tenick then, but now you need to get those. You need to get into the pits with those tyres, because if you're starting the race on those, they are going to be toasty. Right now, they are not going to be in the nicest condition.
So Matt Brooks will be coming to the pits, I think, this lap on that set of soft tires. So next across the line is his Mercedes teammate Harley. Also, is actually on the medium tires opposed to his teammate, as he's coming into the pits. Never mind. Next up, it's the Williams for Mitchell.
But he'll be going into the pits.
Bradley will
as well.
Xbox 7 Up starting his lap soon in the AlphaTauri. The Haas of Swanee is going to be next across the line. He's actually down on his time.
He'll be starting another lap, I think. Yeah. if you're Hasbo, he's on. Obviously, he's out now, so never mind. I was going to say, if you're Hasbo, do you come out now, or do you leave it as late as he's planning to?
Yeah, he's going out now.
Quite risky.
It's Pack Lucy right behind
So,
him to start his lap.
what can Hasbro do? There's a yellow flag. I think Tenek running out of fuel.
I think if
He went for
Pack
3
Lucy
runs.
would have joined earlier in the championship, he probably could have given Hasbro a run for his money here at the title.
I mean, yeah, he joined very late.
Joined at
He joined halfway through the season.
yeah, at
and it's
Silverstone.
Not too far away.
Yeah.
I do wonder what these guys can do in Tier 1 next season.
Speaking of far away, the Constructors' Championship, which has been decided, Red Bull.
Is it?
Yeah, I
Is it
think.
fully done?
I don't think there's any way that Alfa Romeo can catch. Actually, no. Hold on 1 second.
Yeah, 100% you can still get it. There's
41 points in it.
There's 102 points available.
Yes, and they're 41 points back. So yeah, never mind. Construction Championship still on.
That's dreadful. It was definitely not 102 because you can't win the race. Both drivers win the race, both races.
44
That's
points
dreadful.
unavailable for
I'm
both
embarrassed.
races. It's gonna be hold on, gotta get my calculator out. I can't do math.
Well, Hasbro comes across the line on the mediums and sets 107.9, quicker than Alpha on the soft.
That's a great lap there from the Renault.
So what would Alpha be thinking in that Red Bull garage as Boosie next across the line on those mediums? He's actually going to start another lap now. He went very wide into that last turn, so he was setting up for another lap. What can he do in the Alfa Romeo is Fusion Gamer, his teammate, on the mediums, a 10th.5 down though, into Sector 2. Has he gained that time back? No, he's 4 tenths down, so he'll be probably looking to start another lap now. Swanee also out on the mediums, 5 tenths slower than Hasbro, which is interesting. Normally a lot closer than that. The driver behind him, Xbox 7 Up, is on a lap, so hopefully Swanee will get out of the way. He does. So Xbox 7 Up normally very quick in quali, coming round the final turn into Sector 3. 5 minutes on the clock. Hasn't set a time yet either.
So he comes around the last corner now, hugging the inside of that wall towards the line. It's going to be a 108.2 right behind his teammate on the softs.
So from the looks of it, the pace difference between the mediums and the softs isn't that big. We know that Matt Brooks, Alphinator, Bradley, all very decent drivers, and now we're going to see some of the medium runners at the lower half of the table start doing laps on the softs. So, I mean, Xbox 7 Up might not be in a safe position here.
That's a shame for the AlphaTauri. If you can't improve on that P6, you might get knocked out.
So Ted in P8 on the mediums is going for another lap. 4 minutes left. It's risky. He needs to beat his time by a good chunk here.
And Mercedes of Harley is gonna start his lap. He hasn't set a time yet, and he's gonna go out and do it on the soft tire. So hopefully he can get a good lap in.
I think that's the right call because it's it's going to be very close now. All these times coming in, Ted, Swanee, Xbox 7 Up. I don't think any of them are safe on those medium lap times. But Peter on a lap, he'll be next to cross the line.
Currently sitting
He's on
P11.
soft tires, 4 tenths up on his time. So this is for top 5 right now. He comes around the final turn, hugs the left hand side. Don't cut too much. Get as close to the wall as you can, then come across the line.
It is P5.
There's P5. Next up, the Williams of Phil Mitchell on the softs as well. Comes to cross the line.
9 tenths up currently. It's pole position.
There's P1.
For the Williams, it's a 107.7 here in Q2. By about a
This guy
10th.
messaged me before the race and said I'm coming last.
Actually, that's
Didn't like the track.
That's way less than a 10th.
As Ted actually 4 tenths up on his time comes to cross the line.
Oh, it's only
lost it
P9 on the mediums.
Oh no. That's not good for Ted.
That's
He was
really bad.
He was 4.5 tenths up. He must have made a mistake on the last
Harley's
turn.
into the pits. Still hasn't set a lap time with 2 minutes left on the clock here in
He's got
Q2.
time to get back out. He's alright. Hopefully he can get back out there and do another time. But yeah, Swanee is on the soft. He's going to get knocked out if not. And Chris is on the mediums.
Chris is staying on the
Chris
mediums.
taking a big gamble here. He thinks he can improve, so we'll see what happens there. But he needs to improve as Pac Boosie goes off in sector 2, and he's on the. Oh, Pac Boosie might not have time here. He's out.
Yeah,
of
he's
fuel.
out of fuel and he's limping around, trying to get back to the pits with only about 2 minutes and a half left in quali.
If he's not in the, yeah, he's got 40 seconds to get back to the pit lane and get in if he wants any shot at it.
The Ferrari behind him is Blink, who's actually on an invalidated lap, so he's not gonna bother him too much here. But the Haas behind him
Swanee
of Chris is on the lap.
So yeah, Ted's now flying into the pits. So does he have time? He's got 50 seconds to get in and out. Obviously the time might be wrong for us, might be a little bit more for them. But we'll go on board with Chris then. He's 4 temps up to be fair, but it's still not going to be enough to get him into the top 10. And bearing in mind there's soft runners below as well, he needs to get a lot of time here. As he comes through sector 3 now, DRS on, comes across the line.
Hugs it to the left, towards the line, it's going to be a 108. Oh, it's only P13. For the Haas with only a minute and a half left.
So yeah, I think that's the end for Chris there. I think he will be starting P13, which isn't too bad. He can start on some fresh mediums and try and fight for that point position.
If you're in this top 4, I wouldn't see you coming out again and doing another lap. But Alphinator is actually out on track at the moment. Trying to improve on his time, actually.
He'll be starting on these tyres. Phil Mitchell, that's a good point. Phil Mitchell did 2 laps on his, so... Alphinator, P4, on a fresh pair of tyres. As Swanee goes P1.
Oh, Swanee goes to the top on a set of softs. It's a 107.7, only a 1/100th faster than Phil Mitchell did.
What, bro? What's my maths? Is he 100th? He's 100th of a second, correct?
Yeah, I said 100th.
Gee, no, I'm just saying words in my head, and I don't know if it's right or not. I'm not gonna lie. Well, we move. Ignore me. Swanee goes P1.
Next across the line.
In the pits. So
as Blake comes in, he's not going to
Harley
improve. Chris comes in as well.
Blake
Here comes
P12.
Fusion Gamer next across the line. We're very wide there out of the corner. It's only P11.
P11. What's interesting though is Boosie's coming out the pits, but there's definitely not enough time for him to do another lap. So Boosie's out. Harley's on a lap, so Harley needs to get this lap out. This could knock Ted out, and Ted's on the soft, so he can knock Xbox 7 out here.
It's all getting very interesting.
He's going to be the only driver to get through on the mediums. As Alphinator now comes to cross the line.
Oh,
he's
it's a big lap here. It's a
goes
107.4.
What a lap.
That's a statement in the Red Bull camp.
And Xbox 7 up. Invalidated his lap, so he's crossed the line. Hasn't got the finish flag though. Finishing flag. So
it looks like we still have more time here in quality than we think.
But what a lap from Alphinator. He's here to prove that he wants to win.
And that's a statement right there
Mercedes
with that time.
Now, Harley come around the final turn. Hasn't invalidated. He needs to set the lap. He needs to not invalidate.
Here he comes, run towards the line.
The line.
It's going to be P8. He's in. Ted gets knocked out, but he's currently on a lap.
But he's on a lap.
He's not. He's only about 17/100th down on his time currently here in Sector 1. Next across the line, Fusion Gamer head out for another lap. Not good enough. He's out of qualifying.
Boosie's on a lap.
Has both come out on softs.
Get round and go again.
Hasbro has come out on soft to make sure that he makes it in. Xbox 7, that's about a 10th up on his time. He needs to make it into Q3.
He needs this. If he messes this up, he's out. And Ted as well, P11. He's currently not up or down on his time.
And that's a checkered flag for qualifying. Qualifying is over. This lap is it. For these drivers out on track.
Q3. Xbox 7 up, crosses the line.
Run towards the line. No, it's P6.
So Bradley under pressure now because Ted's up by a 10th.
Spin in the second sector. Tedek has spun it around. He will not improve on his lap. Here comes Ted across the line. It's P6.
He goes P6.
Bradley gets knocked out.
So Harley at risk now. If Fusion Gamer can improve, he's invalidated actually, so never mind.
And there's
Pac Boosie though. Pac Boosie come around the final turn.
Is Harley going to get knocked out? I think Harley is going to get knocked out. As here comes Pac Boosie across the line. It's going to be P2. Harley P2. Out of qualifying. The Mercedes gave it his all, and it's only going to be P11.
I mean, Harley's still in a good position though. P11.
Asbo backs out of his lap.
So Xbox 7 up 4 laps in a row on those mediums. Manages to get through. Those tyres will be nice and toasty.
Tenek, who spun it in the second sector, has actually made it in on time on those medium tyres.
But Boosie got that lap in and made it work under the pressure that he had. It was either 15th or getting through again, and he managed to get it through.
So 3 cars starting.
I don't know who's actually on the mediums. I don't know if anyone else has done a medium lap and got through on them.
So on the medium lap,
went out on the softs.
On the medium tires, Hasbro, Xbox 7 up, and Tenek are the only 3 that made it into the top 10 on the mediums. Everyone else is on softs.
So that could be interesting. Obviously, Xbox 7 Up has some very odd mediums. Hasbro needs a very good Q3 here.
After
This
yeah, after
is for
Alpinator
the
has shown that he
championship.
has intent as he finishes on top here in Q2.
Just look at the time difference though. Harley had one lap and was only half a tenth out. Bradley half a tenth as well. Fusion Gamer just didn't manage to put a lap together. Blink and Chris both went for the medium qualifying, and I think maybe Chris forgot to change his tyres or something. A minute and a half left, he went back out on mediums. So unlucky for Chris, but I reckon he can still get a point today. I reckon there's more to come, but I'm guessing that because these guys have qualified on the mediums, there isn't rain. Oh, don't want to leave the game. Don't want to do that.
Don't
I'm
do
guessing
that.
because they qualified on the mediums that there isn't going to be a wet race.
Oh, absolutely not. If they definitely qualify in the mediums. But that does not mean that there could be a wet Q3 to shake things up.
So we move to Q3, where it all matters. The fight for the championship in Tier 2. Not Harley, my bad. Hasbo could secure it today, but so could Alfred. He could secure the fight in Abu Dhabi for Q. So, I'm just waffling, I'm not going to lie. Alfanair needs a good race. There we go. To make it go to Abu Dhabi.
He needs to finish.
Abu Dhabi could be the best race of the season.
Alpinator needs to either win or come second in this race to have a chance at keep the title fight alive towards Abu Dhabi. If not, then Hasbo will be your champion.
So
but we still have Q3 to get through, and the race. Anything could happen around here.
Phil Mitchell got through. Let's have a look at the top of the thing. So Hasbo got through, Alphaner got through, Swanee got through, Cameron got through, Adam did get through, Blink hasn't, but Bradley hasn't either. So the fight for P6 in the championship, neither of those two have got through. But what is interesting is Tenek got through. So yes. Tenek can still fight for this P6 position. If he goes and gets points today and the other guys don't, Abu Dhabi could be the fight for P6.
As everyone is now coming out on track. Except there's a Racing Point and a Mercedes still in the pits.
Why is it all coming down to the end? There's no. I don't think anyone has secured a position yet.
No, I don't think anyone has
yet.
In the
championship, Lee and Liam are both on the same points.
I think everyone has been wildly either wildly consistent or wildly inconsistent this season. That's why no positions has been obtained here yet. As we head down to the final.
I mean, the fight for last is on as well. James and Chris, neither of them have a point, so maybe they'll both score points today. Who knows?
As Phil Mitchell will be our first driver on a lap here in Q3.
The P3 in the championship. What can Phil Mitchell do? Did have a very good qualifying lap in Q2. Fresh softs, warm track. Got purple sector 1, of course. I was about to celebrate that, but he's only first on the lap. That's why. So ignore me. It's clean air, no traffic in front. So this will be good. As there's a little bit of a queue up in sector 3, but it shouldn't be there by the time he gets there. Has a Mercedes in sector 2 as he comes around turn. I think that's 8. That is turn 8. My map knowledge is insane. Turn 9 there. Come around to turn 10. Keep the rear end on the track nice and stable. Loses it a little bit there, but managed to save it. Around turn 11, he's coming up to 12. This is where he spun in Q2. Didn't touch the inside curb. Lost the rear end a little bit there, but got in the power. Coming round sector 3 now, turn 14. I don't know how this counts as a turn. This one here, turn 15. Coming to cross the line to set the time to beat.
It's a 108.1.
So not the quickest lap.
As Hasbo will be next to cross the line in the Renault. Purple second sector. Not a surprise.
A lot of traffic in sector 2.
Dirty air is going to affect some of those laps as well.
Coming round turn 15 up to the line. This is a very quick lap from Hasbo.
It's a 107.1
from
the Renault. Pulls it out here in Q3. His Xbox 7 up has invalidated, so Peter is coming in. So here comes Pac Bussy across the line. It's only a 107.7, which was invalidated. Swanee will be next to challenge Xbox. Oh my God, will be next to challenge as Alphinator goes second with a 107.7 ahead of Swanee, but still 6/10 behind that Renault of Hasbo, who pulled out an excellent lap, only for his banker here in Q3.
Ted invalidated his lap. and Tenek got a bit of a drag, got P4.
Matt Brooks.
So yeah, I think
Matt Brooks next across the line. Ooh, it's a 107.8 from the Mercedes man.
solid
Puts in
lap from
P3.
Brooks. Not his quickest lap today, I don't think, but still a very good lap. Hasbro got a very solid lap. But I think what that shows, right, is the clean air. You need it.
You need
Everyone
it right
else
here.
was queued up in Sector 2, getting invalidated because of the dirty air. Hasbro, clean air, head down, quickest sectors of all, and just flew. What a lap. A 107.1.
Next across the line. Xbox 7
If
Up.
someone beats that, I'll be impressed.
Xbox 7 Up, who actually got the fastest sector time here in this session as he goes over the curb there in turn 14, heading towards turn 15 now.
This is quick.
As here he comes towards the line, it's a 107.3 for the AlphaTauri. Goes second ahead of his Red Bull sister car there of Alphanator here in P3.
Next up, Ted. He's on a lap. Coming to cross the line now.
Can he go ahead of his teammate? He does. He goes third. About 2/10 up actually on his teammate.
So after invalidating his first lap, went for another one. I'm going to guess he might have got a slipstream from his teammate in the early sector 1. So some nice teamwork there, but maybe not what you want in the championship battle. Bearing in mind, Hasbro's starting on mediums, and he'll be in P1 from the looks of it, unless someone pulls out a flyer. But Xbox
Could we see
7 Up
someone
is
into the
on
106s in this qualifying session?
I reckon Hasbro can do it. If you can do that on a banker.
He could do it.
Bearing in mind they were fresh tyres though. I don't know if he has another pair of fresh tyres, possibly.
Could be interesting. They're from the Renault.
On track on a lap at the minute. Wow. What?
That was a brilliant lap.
Eventful. So remind us again who's on the medium tyres. I believe it's Hasbro, Xbox 7 Up,
And Tenek.
Swanee.
Nope, not Swanee. Swanee qualified on
No?
softs. Yep. So it's going to be Hasbro, Tenek, and Xbox 7 Up.
So well, 2 of the medium runners in P1, P2. So that's solid, and might be some battling towards the first turn between those two. But we'll go on board with Phil Mitchell then into the third sector. He's now going to start his lap. All the clean air in the world that he needs. What can he get out of this Q3 session? I think his best lap, a 107.9. Sorry, 107.7 is what he did in Q2. So what can he do here as he comes around the first turn and stops at the first turn, and the game reset him to track there, so I don't think that was him because he went straight on into the thing. So either some technical issues there or just forgot to brake. As Swanee flying through the traffic, and they're all getting out of his way thinking he's on a lap.
But he's actually on a lap.
You can keep going.
Alright, Swanee's going to try to back him up here so he can get so he can get the clean air that Hasbro had on his lap.
So we'll go on board with Peter then. He's sure very well. Congratulations to Peter to getting through to Q3. That's wow.
That's an achievement there.
Bearing in mind he was racing with Chris. I'm not calling Chris bad or anything. I just know that everyone develops at a quicker pace. Well, everyone develops at a different pace is I guess the word.
Yes.
And Peter's improved very quickly. Peter through sector 1, coming up to turn 4, the start of sector 2. A very tricky one, this one. You can brake a lot later than you think when turning into that one, but you don't want to touch the curb because you lose everything. This turn here as well, you can do it flat out.
Oh, it goes very wide. It doesn't invalidate.
It keeps it. I think because he let go off the throttle a little bit.
Yep.
Obviously his time will go down a bit. But
Kept his lap.
Let off and kept it.
As old Phil Mitchell has retired. Oh. Oh, he's not going to fight for
Rear end
pole.
and gone into a barrier. So yeah, he's P8 at the minute. If anyone beats his time or sets a time, then P10 for Phil on the softs as well. So not the best position to be in.
But now here comes Peter. Across the line, it looks like a very quick lap here from the racing point. Actually, no, it's only a 108.2. As Swanee crosses the line, goes second. As here comes Pac Bussy, only fourth. With the fastest.
Not the fastest sector 3 though.
But still, I think Hasbro.
I think maybe the dirty air from Swanee. I'm not sure how much it affects on this track, but if you look at the top, well, second to fourth, all split by nearly half a tenth to each other. But Phil Mitchell, P9. Don't know what happened to him. Well, I guess we'll have to find out later on.
There's 3.5 minutes left to go here in Q3. Hasbro, that time up there is looking unbeatable. for some of these guys out here.
It's a very solid time. Xbox 7 Up goes to start his lap. We have a Red Bull starting their lap. That's Alphinator. So Alphinator, I tell you what, if he could beat Hasbro's time right now, that would be amazing. That would be a lap to see. And
As he
Matt
sets
Brooks
off.
starting the lap as well. Is Peter on the lap?
No, Peter.
He's in the validated
yep.
lap. And Swanee's into the pits. So I guess we'll go on board with Alphinator then. The fight for the championship. There's a yellow flag. I think he might have backed out. Yeah, he's backed out.
Yeah, he's backed out.
Maybe a mistake. He's
As
just
Matt
gonna roll his
Brooks
tyres up and
comes
go
by.
again.
Tanik's
So
gonna
Xbox 7 Up's on the lap. Sector 2. He's a 10th up on his time, so he could fight Hasbro for P1 here. Got a bit of traffic in front of him, but if the Red Bull goes and he's close enough, maybe a little toe up here in Sector 3. He's got a purple
up.
Sector 2.
Purple sector.
He's a 10th and a half up. This is, I think he's matching his time at the minute, so anything
We
he
see
can
him
gain
jump
here out
into
of the slipstream.
P1. We also see someone jump into the 106s for the first time. This qualifying session is here. He comes around the last corner. It's a 107.1. It's pole position for the AlphaTauri by only about 2/100ths of a second over Hasbro.
Where's this pace come from? The
As
track must be
Hasbro, speaking of
amazing right now.
Hasbro, he's coming out of the pits right now.
And Matt Brooks coming to cross the line.
Okay, a very solid lap here for the Mercedes, but he stays P7 as Alphinator sets off on another lap.
I think Tanik possibly next to cross the line.
Yep,
He actually
nope,
backs
nope,
out of
he
his
backs
time.
out.
He was a 10th and a half up.
So Pac Boosie's going to come
Boosie,
through. Actually, he's looking pretty quick too.
He's a
As
10th and a
fast as
half up
second
as well.
sector.
They're all getting very feisty and fighting for P1.
This is either for
It's
P2
a
or
very good
P3.
exit.
And now he backs out. Oh,
Out of fuel.
that is a shame.
That is a shame. He was very quick, and Alphinator on his lap then. He's got traffic in front of him.
Hasbro lets
And
him.
I'm sure
Oh,
his championship rival isn't going to make it easy.
yeah, didn't make it too easy. Oh, he goes off track.
I think he just got a bit distracted there. The traffic. Very close
There's
there.
a little bit of contact
Well,
there between
unlucky.
the two championship rivals. As actually, Matt Brooks is still pushing here in the Mercedes. It's only about 7/100ths down in his time here in the sector. He cuts a lot of that inside curb as he rounds the last corner, stays P7. As Hasbro sets off with Alphinator giving
Alphinator's
chase.
going again.
Yeah, he's giving chase in the Red Bull and getting
He
that
wants
toe.
the toe.
But now he's just going to have that dirty air from that Renault if he's going to go on another lap.
Well, the toe
As he
will help him,
validates.
and I think this might be. Yeah, he's invalidated.
And that's good. I think that's going to be it.
And that's him over.
That's it. That's it for the
So on board
Alphinator.
the Tanik then. He's coming to cross the line. He's 5 tenths up on his time, so this could push the Red Bull even further down.
Yeah, here comes the
Tanik.
Yeah, here comes the McLaren. Run towards the line. It's P5. Alphinator down to
P5.
P7, who is retired out of the session. As Ted next across the line is invalidated out of the last corner.
Invalidated.
Matt
Matt
Brooks is
Brooks
invalidated,
not on a
so
lap.
Hasbro is also invalidated.
Invalidated.
That's him. That's it.
So Swanee's in sector 2. He could knock Hasbro down even further. 'Cause he's it looks like a very good lap here from what I've seen so far in sector 2. Very clean.
It's one to take pole position. Sector.
Purple sector 2.
Yeah, purple sector.
3 tenths up on his time. This could be a 106.
Hasbro's out of fuel. He coasts into the pits. Hey, here comes Swati though.
Jump
3
into the
tenths up.
106s.
Is it going to be pole position here for the Haas? It is. It's a 107.0. It's pole position for Swati
What a lap.
here in the Brazilian Grand Prix.
What a lap.
That's gonna be
so
it for quali.
close to a a 106. I don't think we could be any closer than that.
Oh, no 106s here at
That is
Brazil,
it for
but
quali,
still.
and this is interesting then. Swanee's on the softs, Xbox and Hasbro on the mediums. So Swanee could get a nice little run away here. Boosie managed to get 4th.
On softs.
Tanik, very, very nice run. He's on the mediums as well, isn't he? So
Yep.
P5 on the mediums, not bad at all.
And everyone
The
else,
2 Red
Ted.
Bulls on the...
Yep. Both on the softs, and Matt Brooks on the softs, Fimich on the softs, and Peter also on the soft tire.
Where is Xbox 7 up next season? I hope he's not in Tier 2.
Is he in Tier 1?
I hope so. Let me just double check. If not, we might have to make some arrangements because, yeah, he's not in Tier 2 next season. I can tell you that much.
Xbox 7 up.
He is in Tier 2 next season. Yeah, I might have to change that up a little bit. But anyway, as we wait for Tennick's McLaren pit crew, who probably got distracted by the nice P3 from Lando yesterday, that is the end of qualifying. Swanee
Wow.
starting P1 on the softs. Xbox 7 up P2, Hasbro P3. I didn't think anyone was going to beat Hasbro's time. That is very impressive from the Tier 2 guys at the front there. Boosie getting P4. Tennick, very nice qualifying, proving that yeah, he's here for Tier 2. He wants to fight for the championship next season when the faster boys move up. Ted in P6, also a very nice lap. Alfnater P7, just a few mistakes and maybe a nice Renault getting in his way, distracting him a little bit. Matt Brooks P8, which is quite surprising because he had a very, very nice Q1 and Q2. Phil Mitchell, I think he kind of gave up after a few mistakes. P9 and didn't manage to improve his time, but starting P10.
So, very interesting qualifying session, as now we're getting into the race. And Hasbro is in the position, he's qualified in the position that he needs to have to win the title. But
There we go.
anything can happen.
Cool, sorry. I was just speaking to one of the admins.
Anything can happen. It's the Brazilian Grand Prix, and it's a very cloudy day here at Brazil.
Cool.
I sense Imola vibes for some rain today.
I would love to see dry, wet, dry, wet.
I don't think that's going to happen, but we can see.
Yeah. Could you imagine 4 pit stops, championship battle on the line, crashes, red flags, cars upside down on their roofs? Oh, mate, let me.
Man, I thought you were describing this as an 8 battle, not the Tier 2 battle here in the game.
You gotta wait for Abu Dhabi, mate. Here it comes. Everything's gonna happen there.
Abu Dhabi in the wet.
Oh, I would cry. Could you imagine? Could you imagine they're on the same points last lap? Rain, it's side by side across the line. Someone wins by 0.001.
That's
You feel
championship
bad
battle.
for the guy that didn't win.
As now we're waiting for everyone to load in.
Jack Gretton, the man with the job interview. So the strategy is soft hard or soft medium, but I'm pretty sure you can do a soft medium if you wanted to. But we'll take a look at the tyre compounds. So Swanee P1 on the soft. Sorry, I nearly messed up already.
Oh my god.
I can't change camera angle. Why am I stuck in TV pod? Xbox 7 up mediums. Hasbro third mediums. Pack Boosie fourth on the softs. Tennick fifth. Ted, Alfnater, Matt Brooks, Phil Mitchell, Peter and Harley all on the softs. Harley starting P11 and didn't take advantage of the alternate track.
Decided to stay on the softs.
Bradley and Fusion Gamer both on the mediums. Blink and Chris on the softs as well. So once again, going for probably a quicker strategy. Going to try and get through the field. Jack Gretton, Insane Power, Lee Davies all on the mediums, and then you got the two at the back. Taishu, who I don't see anywhere.
Yeah, he's
there he is. Never mind.
He's not in the car.
Is he ghosted?
Yes.
Can we get him in? Let me see if I can quickly ping him an invite.
That's Phil Mitchell.
Phil Mitchell was disqualified.
Oh, that's bad. And Alfinator.
And Alfinator.
Crucially, that Red Bull has also been disqualified. I think they ran into each other.
Well then.
Let's hope that Alfinator got enough heat into his tires before he was disqualified.
Yeah, bad to worse for Alfinator. He's got everything thrown at him now. If he could pull something out of the bag here, I would be very impressed. But his start is not going to be great now.
All Hasbro needs today is a
once
nice
again,
solid
very
race
close.
in the top 4. And he'll be good to go.
Bratton's left the session. People leaving left, right and centre. Everyone falling out of their seats because there's so much stuff going on. They're dropping dead like flies.
One's getting set. I did the start last week at Mexico, so it is Owen's turn to give us the run down to turn 1. Actually, a lot shorter this week around than at Mexico. Starts on you.
Lovely jubbly. Jack Gretton is joined. Hopefully we'll get back in his car for the start, otherwise he'll have to let everyone go because his AI will jump. But here comes Swanee, the man fighting for P3 in the championship and possibly fighting for a win. He's in the P1 spot as the grid lines up here for the Brazilian Grand Prix. We're all lined up, ready to go. The lights are on. Lights are out, but not for them. As the two AIs go. They start revving their engines. And it's lights out, and away we go for the Brazilian Grand Prix. Swanee gets a very good start there, and the Renault of Hasbo as well gets a good start. And the Alfa Romeo of Bussi down the inside. A bit of contact there. Xbox 7 level, a little bit of contact, but it gets through. And the Red Bull drives into the back of the Alfa, a bit of damage, and Tenek falls down the order as well. But Hasbo now side by side with Bussi. Oh, Bussi goes defensive down the inside. Hasbo looking for the move, but Swanee's flying down the order. There's one of the Mercedes going out wide. Oh, and I think he just saved that. The Red Bull nearly spun in the background there, and the Mercedes. Oh, everyone's everywhere in the background. Touches Alfanator, and
oh no, Bradley's round.
And that's Bradley.
It's card to the back.
Making a bit of contact with someone.
Everyone's going
what's going on at the back?
Harley didn't get a jump start there on this. Is going to have to serve that drive-through penalty soon. As Fusion Gamer gets very sideways, he's going to be 3 wide here through this left-hander. Contact between the Ferrari and himself. But Tenek gets the best of them, gets a double overtake as Jack Retton's round. His AI is spun it round.
The AI struggling in this track. So Swanee after lap 1 is taking the lead, a 1.6 second lead. He's flying on those softs. Bussi managed to get through as well. Hasbo Xbox 7 up. It looks like Tenek.
Oh, his Fusion Gamer's out.
Biggest downfall.
I think he's crashed on the pit straight.
And that is a safety car.
That's a huge accident, I think, for that Alfa Romeo.
Well, if we look at the standings, Taishu having a flyer of a first lap up into first. The AI flying. 19 positions made there. Swanee up into P1 then. Bussi made a couple of spaces up to P2. Hasbo P3. Xbox 7 Up has dropped down from 2nd to 5th. Some very close fighting. I don't know how him and Hasbo both still have wings. 3 wide into the first turn. They're all nudging and budging and trying to get through. And how Ted didn't pin it on the grass either, I don't know. But he kept it going. Matt Brooks up into 6th. Peter in 7th. And Phil Mitchell in 8th. Alfanator then probably got caught up in a few things as we saw him and I think Bradley make contact. Tenek also making contact with someone, drops down to P11, but I'm sure on those mediums he can do something. YouTube Flipper has wing damage. He's in 11th from the back of the grid, so he'll jump into the pits, probably get some wing sorted. Insane power up as well, but Bradley taking the biggest.
What an insane opening lap that we've had here at the Brazilian Grand Prix. Doesn't get crazier than that.
Not much more could have gone wrong. Ted into the pits. Hopefully Alfanator doesn't need to pit. He doesn't. Phil Mitchell jumps into the pits as well. Bradley also jumps into the pits. Hopefully won't get done for speeding. He made sure to slow down extra as Chris also into the pits. So, wow.
Wow.
But yeah.
What I've noticed, I think Blink probably made contact there with the Alfa Romeo of Fusion Gamer. That's probably what sent him into the outside wall there at on the front stretch.
Maybe after the collisions on lap 1, maybe Fusion Gamer went for the pits and some contact between them when he tried to cross over or something.
Maybe
Blink wasn't expecting him to go to the pits.
But Blink has gotten out ahead of all the guys pitting for wings. He was actually pretty far behind.
Out then.
Bradley has gone to the hards.
Yeah, I was looking at that. Maybe they can go to the end. If not, maybe
30 laps of hard
go for the long
tires.
Consistency game. Softs will have to pit lap 15. Maybe they can extend now and go lap 20. And go for the mediums. But yeah, he's going for the long game. Personally, at this point, if I'm at the back, I'd have gone softs. Under the safety car, soft medium is now very possible. I would have gone for the soft medium, personally.
The biggest mover here at this Grand Prix has been Taishu. He's up to the front after qualifying P20. The Williams is on it.
Taishu. This guy proving that he is different gravy. Well, hopefully, the dirty air from him. Wait, so does Taishu get to do the restart?
Yep. The AI will do the restart.
Sheesh. Taishu, come on, man. You've got this. Taishi's going to have a flyer of a restart here. That could be interesting because if Swanee's inside his car at all, I'm pretty sure he gets a drive-through for overtaking on the virtual safety car restart. Sorry, under safety car restart.
So, oh, contact in the back. Jack Redden, Phil Mitchell, Jack Redden, Bradley. Oh, that's wow. That's a lot of drivers there with penalties. That's Harley, Ted, Blink, Phil Mitchell, and Jack Redden all with penalties for hitting each other in a safety car.
Well then, so from bad to worse for the back half of the grid. I mean, I don't see how it's, you know, how people keep making contact with each other. I personally don't find it too hard not to crash into each other, but we move. So, will the safety car go in this lap? I don't know if it popped up or not. I wasn't paying attention.
I don't think it will, but we're coming to the end of the second sector now, and it is coming in.
It's going in.
All right, so the AI of the Williams, Taishu, is going to do this.
Again.
And Swanee's actually backing up the entire grid. Swanee's thinking that he's going to do the
Swanee,
safety car restart. He's going to get his
that...
close up to the Williams here.
I mean, he can still control it if you think about it, but the issue is, right, when that light, when Taishu crosses the line and the light goes green. Oh, this could be interesting. Swanee's going quick.
Yeah, he's going fast. Doesn't slow down, goes straight back.
Right.
We're racing again.
Perfectly.
As he goes back boosting for the lead on the inside of the Haas, dives it. Oh, big lockup from the Alfa Romeo. Swanee gets back through. Oh, Hasbro runs to the back of the Alfa Romeo. Down there into turn 1.
Ted goes into the pit. He's got a penalty, so I'm guessing that contact brought some wing damage to people.
Swanee goes to bed to back boost. He's going to try to set it the long way round. Side by side, Swanee holds a spot. Here comes Hasbro to the inside. Wheel to wheel for P2. Going to try to set it the long way round. Does he have the grip on those medium tires just yet? He's actually keeping his foot in here around the outside. This is some great driving here from the Renault. And he's going to get the spot here from the... Oh, no, the Alfa Romeo still fighting back. No, Hasbro gets the spot. That's a move there for the Renault.
That won't be good for Boosie. He's on those soft tires. He needs he needs the gap. He needs to be at the front. He needs to be with Swanee. But Swanee's already got a second gap, and the DRS isn't on yet, of course. So if he can keep getting that gap up, it should be good for him.
Back up into P6. There in the Red Bull.
So I think that's a spin for Taishu's AI there.
Yeah, Taishu's AI is going to be very slow here down this pit straight.
But Matt Brooks side by side with Xbox 7 up, then into the first turn.
Nah, that's going to be the Mercedes through.
Gets in front. So Alfnir down in P6, Hasbro up in P2. At the minute, I think Hasbro would win the
there's the yellow flag. We got 2
flag.
cars round. It's Lee Davies and Peter. Nope, that's wrong. It's Lee
Same
Davies
power.
and it's same power, both round. They're in turn 1. I think they both made contact with each other. Spun them both around.
It's unlucky for those guys. Whoa, Hasbro still in front of Boosie then, as Chris overtaking Taishu. Chris in P12 could still get some points from this race.
Because the 2 guys ahead of him have penalties as well. That adds to it.
Hasbro catching up to Swanee on those mediums. He can't gain quicker than a second of a gap there. As a yellow flag, it looks like YouTube Flipper racing Phil Mitchell. Oh, as he gives Phil Mitchell a little bit of a push there.
Gets the spot.
So,
yeah, but actually we have a train now forming behind that Ferrari.
I think we'll see some big sends into this turn 1. We'll stay on board. Phil Mitchell on the mediums. On the back of Xbox 7 up, YouTube Flipper. He's using the overtake.
Oh, here we
using
go.
everything he's got.
The wing's not going to be close enough, I don't think. Tenek right behind them. Oh, contact. He loses a bit of a front wing. Runs into the back of the Ferrari. Loses his end plate. Is now Tenek's going to start to join on the fun. This is the battle for P8.
And he has the DRS as well. The DRS is on.
DRS. Oh, Phil Mitchell trying to move out to the left. Trying to get by the Ferrari. They're going to be 3 wide heading into turn 4. The Ferrari backs out, and the McLaren gets the both of them.
What a move from Tenek.
No, but Phil Mitchell's not even yet with the broken end plate. Tries to send it up the inside. Contact there between the 2 drivers. But in the end, oh no, Phil Mitchell is still putting his foot in for this spot. But it's going to be Tenek getting the spot there from the Williams.
So Phil Mitchell will be very happy there. Tenek closing the line very early. We saw that in F2. If you close it too early, you kill both of you. And he nearly took Phil Mitchell.
It's now Alpinator's closed up to the back here of the AlphaTauri of Xbox 7. But Hasbro crucially
will have the DRS.
in the DRS range of Swanee. As Chris has gotten by. Oh, he's got a spin. Oh, it almost a spin. Bradley almost spun it round, trying to make his way up through the field. Southlander's fastest lap. Trying to close in.
Oh, side by side, Chris and Bradley, very close there. Looked like maybe a little bit of a contact, but he got through.
Oh, Phil Mitchell tried to set up the inside of the McLaren of Tenek with that front end damage. Couldn't make it through as Bradley's made it up past the Haas of Chris.
So Boosie's actually dropped out of the second on Hasbo, but Hasbo's catching up to Swanee. He's flying on those mediums.
Yeah, those soft tires are starting to go off here.
But what's interesting is what will Hasbo do in terms of strategy? Is he going to do the exact same as Swanee, just go hard, or is he going to go longer and go softs? What can Hasbo do here based on strategy? There's just a massive train behind him. Alphanet is still within the fight here with Hasbo. Like, if Hasbo pits one lap later than Alphanet, well, never mind. I forgot they're on different tyres. What can Alphanet do here in terms of strategy? Because he's on the back of Xbox 7 up, using the overtake, has the DRS. He's on the back of Xbox 7
up. Red Bull not using any of his overtake. I think he's going to save it until turn 4. Not close enough to the AlphaTauri. He's
down the inside.
Ooh, looks for it. He can't find his way through. But now he's getting a good run here through turn 3, close enough to make a move if he can get a little bit closer. Back boosting now with the DRS on the right of Hasbo. Hasbo goes defensive, switches back onto the racing line. AlphaTauri not close enough to get past the AlphaTauri, who does run a little bit wide.
So losing a second when they're fighting on the track.
P11, Chris down the inside of the Ferrari of YouTube Flipper and the pass up to P11. Though with the front end plate missing, as now the two Ferraris are going to start battling there for P12.
Alphanet on the back of Xbox 7 up within 3/10. He's been within 3 or 4 tenths the whole lap. He needs to get past Xbox 7 up here. He's on the mediums, so he has a lot more pace in those tyres than what Xbox 7 up does. But those tyres will start to fall off soon. I think the
Hasbo's dropped out of DRS range of the Haas of Swanee.
As Blink gets past YouTube Flipper, but Alphanet then on the back of Xbox 7. He's actually dropped back quite a bit, so not as close as he was. Pack Boosie on the back of Hasbo has no ERS left at all. He's completely out of juice.
Nothing to play with.
After DRS on the next straight. Hasbo's also not gone much. Swanee, the best on ERS. Hasbo's normally one of the drivers that is on the 60-70% margin, but he's having to defend hard from Boosie here. Boosie, both of them out of ERS, and doesn't seem to get past his. Alphanet goes for a lunge on Xbox 7 up and goes off the track.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't have made that. That was too close to giving himself wing damage.
But luckily, didn't pick any up, so he'll try again later on. Not much ERS across the whole of the field, besides Swanee, who's still on 80% and a 1 second lead. Around the final turn, Alphanet gets a very good exit. There's Xbox 7 up is boosting. Alphanet is not, so that gap is just going to keep getting bigger.
He's into the pits.
Now he has the DRS to pull it back.
Mercedes in already.
So maybe a 2-stop here from Matt Brooks, trying something different. Looks like the hard tyres coming out, so no, it's a 1-stop. Maybe going long, going for the undercut. He'll come out in a little bit of traffic, I believe, as he's not actually going. The light's green and he's not going.
Oh, he's not going. Oh,
he goes now. Maybe some technical issues there, but if he was going for an undercut, it's not there anymore.
It's not. It's gone now. Hasbo's dropped it back into the DRS range of Swanee now, about 6 tenths behind the Haas.
Alphanet is 3 tenths behind Xbox 7 up as well. This dirty air will be horrible around.
Oh
this
yeah,
track.
you just see him sliding that long right-hander here in sector 2. Swanee got a little bit wide there, as Hasbo's even closed the gap a lot more now.
You can see Alphanet is really struggling with that dirty air, but Hasbo, on the back
of
Swanee.
Has almost dropped it. Oh, he spins! Round goes the Haas of Swanee right in front of our championship leader. Wow.
He slammed the brakes, and that was like a Carlos Sainz and Alex Albon in Imola last year. I don't think that could have been any closer.
Wow.
Jesus. Hasbo very lucky to avoid anything there.
Now he's trying to race the Alfa Romeo.
Back in the source down.
I'll give it to Swanee. He had a nice save from that spin.
Alpha went for the move on Xbox 7 up into the first turn. It looks like Xbox 7 didn't accelerate when
Oh,
coming
yeah.
out the corner, so
Alpha
Alpha
right
right
here.
the back,
Goes to the
but he's
left.
got the DRS.
Down the straight on the soft tires, squeezes out the AlphaTauri. And that's Alpha to P3.
How Hasbro hasn't got damage, man, I do not know. That man has just escaped something that could have
Certainly
been very
would have
bad.
lost that
would have
title right
sauced it
there.
up. He would have, I don't know.
No, not
maybe
lose the
he
title.
could have brought something back. That would have sauced it up a lot.
Yes.
That would have, yeah.
That's
That
what I
would have
meant
been
to
something
say.
very entertaining to see. Because to be fair, if he would have collected Hasbro, I think he would have collected Boosie as well. So
But that would put
That was
actually
close.
put Alpha into the lead with that pass on Xbox 7 up.
oh man, that was so close. I think it was a weird place for Swanee to lose it, and I think the only reason Hasbro didn't make contact there was because he was braking at the normal point for that braking point.
But now
Perfect.
back boostie's on the Renault. Gaining. He's good, close enough to send it up the inside. He is close enough down the inside of the Renault. Oh, and they make contact.
Oh,
And the Alfa Romeo's round. Yeah, he just understeered
And that's
off
Alfa
with
now.
that lockup into
Up
the
to P2.
Renault.
Yeah, I think Hasbro gave all the space in the world there. So.
And that's Alfa to
Oh,
P2.
as Hasbro actually went onto the grass there. He lost the car a little bit, but
Probably got
Xbox 7
spooked.
up, still fighting.
Alpha here.
Yeah, Alpha
So that's Swanee and Pack
the,
Boosty. Two guys that qualified 1 and 2 already off the track and spun it round.
Phil Mitchell jumps into the pits for hard, so I'm guessing he had wind
As
damage, and
Pack Boosty's
Boosie
out.
retires.
Yeah, he paused retired. He's out of the Grand Prix. That's a shame. He had a nice, decent chance of winning this race.
Boosie. He'll be heated, but once again, I think even though he went for the move, just came in too quick and the
Yeah.
understeer, just contact with Hasbro. There's nothing else that could have been done there. There's a yellow flag.
That's fair.
I think that's actually Pack Boosie, so ignore me.
Oh.
The two Alfa Romeos out though.
We've
which
also
I
noticed
think
that
means,
I think Red Bull wins the constructors.
yeah, I think so.
We're not sure about
How many
that
points did
just
you get in a
yet.
race?
44 is max. That you can get was max.
271 plus 44. Can't do maths.
175.
I think 270, 175. What? We'll work that out later on.
We'll look at it
It's
later.
getting to second on Hasbro.
I also did think.
and
Oh,
Xbox
it was
7
Battle
up second for the
55.
move.
Bradley rounding outside of the Ferrari of Blink there into turn 2. A great move from the AlphaTauri. Gonna get the
Remember,
DRS.
these guys are fighting for 6th. Fight for 6th here, but
Yellow
the
flag
yellow
sector 1.
flag
It's
in
for
sector 1.
it's Lee Davies. He's
Earl
round.
Davies
Oh man.
in the same place he was spinning around a couple laps ago. But this is now the point where you'll see some of the soft runners pit. Those softs will be dead.
Yeah.
So what will Alphinator do? Will he come in early and try and go for an undercut onto Hasbro as the laps progress? Or I think Phil Mitchell in the pits again.
Mitchell's not having a good time here.
That's the 4th stop. That's wing damage again onto the softs. So he's trying out every time, trying to decide which one he prefers. As Xbox 7 up into the pits.
He's good.
Going early on.
Yeah,
the
he's gonna
mediums.
try to undercut here the Red Bull.
Well, he's going onto the hards, which is interesting. Yeah,
One
could have
stop.
gone a lot further. As Hasbro picks up a 3
Oh,
second
dear.
time penalty.
That's a 3-second time
So-
penalty. Wow.
This is getting saucy.
As Phil Mitchell comes out behind the leaders, he's now a lap down in this Grand Prix.
It's a fight for P8 on track. Never mind. That's Xbox 7 up coming up the pits. He'll come out
Right behind
a
the
little bit
Ferrari of
traffic, I think.
YouTube Flipper. I think Peter's too far back to gain. As Blake and Bradley wheel to wheel. Side by side hanging in Sector 2. It's going to be the AlphaTauri, I think, getting the best of the Ferraris. Jack Redden's retired in the pits. That's the AlphaTauri still in P4.
Both cars have to pit here, so even though Bradley's on those hards, those softs will not be any quicker. And these guys fighting for that 6th place in the championship at the minute. Blink leading by 1 point to Bradley.
We'll see Alphaneer staying out one more lap.
What is funny though is, never mind, ignore me, it's unfrozen. Yeah, Alphinator is flying, to be fair. He's gained a 2.5 on Hasbro in 2 laps.
I think
so-
Hasbro's trying to play it safe. He doesn't want to pick up any more warnings and or penalties. And so
Blink has gone into the pits, and so has Chris. So Bradley
So Blake's gonna try.
needs to have a good stint.
Yeah. Blake's gonna try to undercut. Oh, he does have his 5-second time penalty to serve. They're in the pits for Blink, which actually is gonna hold up his teammate, who has to wait until his teammate goes. Oh, it's a double stacking Ferrari and a wing change. Wow.
Oh no. Well, that's a classic Ferrari for you.
Welcome to Ferrari. I would know. I drive for them. So.
As Ted and Lee Davies beating Chris out of the pits.
Not Blink
coming
out,
out behind Swanee.
Yeah.
And Insane Power and Matt Brooks also. Matt Brooks getting in front of Insane Power.
Starting to drop.
I mean, Alpha's tyres, dropping. He needs pit now.
I think that's what he's doing.
And
Hasbro's also in.
Mediums.
So actually, Alpha's staying out on track. Red Bull playing long game. Into the pits comes the Renault.
So if Hasbro goes hards here, he does. Is Alphinator going for soft medium?
Possibly.
Because what, halfway is 15, 16, 18. So one more lap and he's halfway, and he's done that on softs. Surely that's a confidence boost.
As also, Tenek is also into the pits as well, but can Xbox 7 up jump the Renault of Hasbro? Nah, it's not close enough. They're coming out in turn 3. It's going to be the Renault ahead.
I mean, Xbox 7 Up's gained a lot of time to Hasbro there, bearing in mind he was, I think, about 2 seconds behind before his little race
comes out right in front of Matt Brooks. Right into the midst of nothing. Not really in the midst of anything.
Ted and Blink fighting on the first turn as well. Blink getting stuck behind Ted. And Chris and Lee fighting as well. Lee losing the position to Chris, who has 80% ERS and all the DRS in the world. He can fight for a point here. As Matt Brooks on the back of Tenek, both on the hard tyres. Matt Brooks about 5 laps older.
As Alphinator's into the pits. He's coming in. Oh, he's losing a lot of time on entry. He slowed right down on that entry. That's going to cost him a lot of time.
And 5 seconds speed.
Oh, no!
He clicked, he clicked the speed button, but he
can't
click it, you have to slow down.
He's going to have to do another pit stop. It's a soft medium.
Oh no, he didn't, he got into the pits, he pressed the pit button, but he just didn't slow down.
He was so slow on the entry and the speeds out of the pits. That's a shame.
Well, I thought he's still got this. He's on the quicker tyre. He just needs a 2-second gap to the guys in front. What can Alphinator do then? This is for the championship. As Tenek and Matt Brooks fighting into turn 1.
Matt Brooks with the DRS here on the McLaren. I don't think he's close enough into turn 4 to make a move. He's not.
Alphinator. So Alphinator, the only guy on the soft medium strategy. What can those tyres do? Obviously the car in front of him is a lapped car. So the next car in front, Xbox 7 Up, they were racing for a long time. Xbox 7 Up isn't going to make that pass easy. Bradley in P1 does have to pit again. After some incident, or some collision, sorry. After a collision, there we go. On lap 1 with Blink, I think you said it was. So
yep.
He needs to pit again. Anyway, Matt Brooks flying around the sector 3 on the back of Tenek. 4.5 tenths. He has the DRS. Will he be close enough for a move into turn 1?
No,
I don't think so.
I don't think so, no. Actually, he gets
brakes late.
Yeah, late on the brakes, and he's close right up to the back of that McLaren. He's gotten actually very sideways heading into turn 3, but he's going to get the DRS here off of Taishu. Oh, is there going to go? Nah. I think that was the... And it keeps the spot.
He takes the defensive line down the middle, and yeah, Matt Brooks. It looked like he was trying to do the Sebastian Vettel at
weaving there at Spain, yeah.
The left, right, left, but yeah, just didn't manage to do it. And obviously, I think the ghosted car had Taishu might front lost. Matt Brooks actually lost the rear end of the car there and nearly flew into the back of Tenek, but he kept it on the track. Blink on the back of Ted as well in sector 2. But we need to let's try and keep an eye on Alphinator's times here. So he's 2.9 seconds behind Xbox 7 Up. I'm not sure how far back he was when he came out the pits. Obviously, he doesn't want to overcook his tyres too early. He's got 16 laps to go on those mediums, and 2 positions to make and a 2-second gap to make once he's in front. So, what can Alphinator get out of this? What was if Hasbro wins, where does Alphinator need to finish again?
If Hasbro finished higher than 4th, he wins the championship outright. Doesn't matter
So
where.
wait, has Hasbro finished?
Hasbro finishes
So if
in
he finishes top
P4,
4.
and Alphinator finishes anywhere in the points. Doesn't matter. Hasbro wins the title.
So Hasbro's won if he crosses the line in first.
Yeah. If he's in first, second, third, or fourth, he wins the title. Easily.
True. Well, maybe if Swanee would have taken Hasbro earlier, it might have been a bit more interesting. It's actually a switch onto Hasbro there, and he nearly lost the car, so maybe the pressure getting to him. 16 laps left to go. This is for the championship. Alphinator could... Yeah, I thought if... I didn't realise how big the points gap was. 33. So, yeah, fair enough. Well, what can Alphinator do then? What can Hasbro do? Can he get the full run? Who's got the fastest lap? I think Phil Mitchell.
I believe so.
Fastest lap at the minute. I can't find the data for that.
It is Phil Mitchell with a 109.9, his fastest lap of this Grand Prix so far.
6 seconds Bradley on the penalties, Alphinator on 5, the rest on 3, besides Matt Brooks in the top 10. Chris is on 6 as well. So Chris actually in 10th place right now, so
Points?
possibly a point for Chris.
I think he's on the same strategy as Alphinator, just 2 laps behind. On those,
Yeah, those mediums are going to be toast at the end.
but Lee Davies admittedly has been on those mediums since the start of the Grand Prix.
And he's had 3 spins on those as well, so they'll be quite warm, won't they? So I reckon he might be going medium soft.
Hasbro is currently chasing down the AlphaTauri here of Bradley on those fracture hards.
As Phil Mitchell gets past Ted, and it looks like Ted actually lost on the exit of turn is that? I think that's turn 5. And Matt Brooks actually on the back of Peter here. So the fight for P5 is on Matt Brooks, Tenek, and Peter all going.
This is going to get tasty right here.
3.
DRS for the Mercedes. Is he going to be close enough to the racing point for a dive into turn 4? No, not close enough. Have to wait another lap here to get by the racing point. Very sideways there for the.
Nearly lost it there.
To be fair.
It's a nice save.
Xbox 7 up under threat from the Red Bull of Alphinator. Starting to close in here on the AlphaTauri.
Interesting to see when Bradley pits here. Is Ted and Phil Mitchell still fighting?
Matt
into
Brooks
first
on the
turn.
curb almost dropped it here in the second sector battle with P5.
Ooh, and then he lost it there as well.
As Hasbro
Bradley
into the
into the
lead of the
pits.
Grand Prix as Bradley heads into the pits to take off those 19 lap old hards.
So now we question, where is he going to come out compared to Blink? He's on the soft tyres, so he's going to be a lot quicker than Blink. But how close? I don't even think Blink's that close.
I don't think Blake's close enough. He's not.
I think that well, obviously we've got to bear in mind the 5-second time penalty. Who was in front when they pitted, do you remember?
I think Bradley was in front, so I don't think they swapped around any positions there.
Well, he's within 4 seconds of Bradley, so he's made some time up, bearing in mind he had a 5-second time penalty to serve in the pits, so maybe if Bradley's softs die off quickly, maybe some more racing between those two. As Insane Power and Lee Davies fighting, and there's some contact!
Oh, Lee Davies into the wall!
Insane Power clipped his front wheel.
Those two
yeah,
making
Davies
contact again in this Grand Prix. They made contact once there in turn 1 of about 13 laps, maybe 10 laps ago. Now those two making more contact in this Grand Prix.
Yeah, Davies' tyres will be nice and toasty as well, so he would have already been in a disadvantage from his tyre wear, and yeah, now he has wing damage to go along with it. It's unlucky for Lee. He seems to get caught up in everything. It's always Lee. He's either getting assassinated or making a little bit of a mistake on a curb. But Matt Brooks on the back of Peter has the DRS, isn't using the overtake. Peter also not using his.
Xbox 7 up is under threat here from Alpha It's actually closed the gap to about 1.2 seconds on those fresher mediums.
That is crazy to think that even if Alpha pulls second up the bag here, he still doesn't. He's out.
That just shows how
championship
consistent Hasbro's been this season after he joined. That's huge.
Lee Davies finally jumps into the pits, goes on for a wing change and onto the soft tyres.
Matt Brooks, once again, decided to almost drop the car again here in Sector 2. Fighting with that Racing Point. He's giving it everything right here.
Yeah, he wants to get past us in the background. Tenek onto the grass.
Oh yeah.
Gets back on the track, but that'll put him under pressure now from Swanee, who has a very good exit from the last turn, so he's gaining all that time. Matt Brooks on the back of Peter.
No ERS to play with, but now down the inside of the Racing Point at the turn 1. Mercedes to P4. What can Peter do to fight back?
Matt Brooks actually slowed down a little bit during that turn there, and that threw Peter off his line and stopped him from having a good run. But to be fair, he's still very close. Has the DRS, isn't going to go for a move though. You can see the red flashing light on the back of Brooks' car, so he knows he's out of ERS. But
Hasbro picks up another per second time penalty.
That could be interesting.
That's 6 seconds now.
So what happens if Alpha wins and Hasbro comes second? Is it still there?
I gotta check that. Give me a second. Alpha wins. Harry needs 5th or higher, so he can afford to come as low as 5th if Alpha wins.
Jeez. Well then. Maybe if we can get some action between Alphinator and Hasbro, we could see some nice close racing.
Speaking of Alphinator, he's right on the back. Xbox 7 up. As he picks up another 3-second time penalty.
No!
Yeah, no.
Oh, the dreams. The dreams.
Just got crushed. 8 seconds.
Picks up his first 3-second time penalty.
Xbox 7 up having a really good race in this one. Usually gets very unlucky in the race compared to qualifying.
Yeah, because they've still got these two to fight. Alphinator on the quicker tyre. Right on the back. There's a little bit of contact there. Didn't get any wing damage from the looks of it, so just managed to avoid that. Alphinator, Xbox 7 up. I mean, I'm pretty sure if Red Bull score any points today, they win constructors. So
yes, I think so.
I'm gonna quickly figure out the gap if you want to commentate these two races.
As now here comes Alphinator. He's gonna pull to the right. He pulls to the right of the AlphaTauri. Wheel to wheel down the front stretch into turn 1. Around the outside goes the Red Bull. They almost make contact. They're still wheel to wheel, but it's gonna be the Red Bull in the P2. But Xbox 7 up gonna give him another fight. He's gonna get the DRS off the Red Bull. Which way he's gonna go? He's gonna go right. The Red Bull trying to give the AlphaTauri the squeeze around the outside. They make contact. Almost sideways there for the Red Bull, but he gets the spot for the AlphaTauri. Alphinator into second. Xbox 7 up back to P3. Great racing here from these guys. Tenek is starting to fall into the clutches of Swanee.
Those guys were getting very, very close there. Well, if Hasbro picks up another penalty...
Ooh, is Alphinator very sideways there.
If Hasbro picks up another penalty, then Alphinator needs to be within 1 second to get the win. But the point difference between Red Bull and Alfa Romeo at the minute, 41 points, and you said the most you can get is 44, correct?
Yes. Red Bull score?
The fastest lap. Yeah. If Red Bull score 4 points,
which
4 points, then you win the Constructors' Championship.
They're in the position to do that.
So, Alphinator fighting for Constructors and for Drivers' Championship right now. Obviously, missing out the race a few weeks ago wouldn't have helped if he would have turned up for Mexico. Maybe this would be a lot closer right now, but Xbox 7 up behind. Got the DRS. 40% ERS to use as well as Alphinator 0.
He's had a lot to play with.
These guys fighting will help Hasbro a lot.
Link up to another 3-second time penalty. Put some level on penalties with Chris behind him. Actually started closing here a little bit on the Ferrari. Chris in a great position for points.
Bradley has 9 seconds worth of penalties. Blink has 6. So if he can get within 3, he'll jump Bradley. And his tyres will start to fall off towards the end. Well, both tyres will start to fall off at the end. But the fight for P6 still going on between those two.
Tenek starting to
Chris,
struggle.
good for a point.
Tenek starting to struggle there on those hards. Swanee's trying to close the gap. Peter's starting to fall back into the clutches again of the McLaren.
He is in a very good job here in P5 as he goes very wide. Takes out one of the boards there. One of the braking boards. Tenek will be within the DRS. I'm not sure if he'll get it though. Well, Swanee, talking about that, right on the back.
Swanee's going to get him. After spinning there on, wasn't the first lap, it was probably the second lap. He's not close enough to make a move on the McLaren, who's trying to close up to the racing point, breaks late, gets very close to the rear wing of that pink racing point.
Swanee not using any of his overtake. He knows that Tenek and Peter are going to be fighting, so he doesn't want to get
Not close enough for the dive.
too involved.
Peter middle very wide there in turn 4. Tenek closing in. Not close enough for a move here.
Ooh!
No, he sets it down the
Tenek
inside of the
nearly
racing
lost
point.
car.
Tenek gets the
Tenek
spot.
touched the curve and nearly died.
Oh,
It's
Swanee's left.
the session. Oh no!
So we have a spin. It's a Williams. Oh, it's Phil Mitchell when he's
Phil
out.
Mitchell.
Phil Mitchell is out of the Grand Prix. That's in the middle of Sector 2.
Swanee's disconnected. That's not good for Swanee because he was in a good position as well. But yeah, Tenek touched the curb and nearly spun, getting back onto this thing, back onto the track. Broke as soon as he was straightened up. It helped him. He could have gone past Peter, so fair play to Tenek. But Peter's going to come straight back at him. He has the DRS, using the ERS. He's right on the back of Tenek. Tenek taking a defensive line, goes out wide. Peter down the inside into turn 1.
The racing point back to P5. Still wheel to wheel.
He's looking for the switchback.
Picked up a 3 second
Peter
time
gets a
penalty for
3
Peter.
second time penalty.
Almost wheel to wheel. That's turn 3. Tenek all on the curb and into the wall. That's a piece of end plate
closed
flying
it a
off.
little
Bradley's
bit.
going to get his spot now.
Bradley up to P6. If we look at penalties, him and Peter on 9, so we can fight for P5. Very dramatic. There is, yeah, I think Peter took a bit of a defensive line and Tenek tried to stick his nose where it couldn't go. So I think it's Tenek's fault there. I'm not too sure though. We'll have to wait for the POVs. I'm sure they will come in as reports after the race. But Hasbo actually getting caught up in some dirty air of a ghosted car of Taishu, but also got the DRS.
Oh, yellow
So
flag
as,
gets a
Matt
Mercedes.
Brooks has spun.
No! Matt Brooks has spun it round. And that's promoting Peter up to P4, Bradley to P5, Tenek to P6. Matt Brooks back to P7 where he qualified.
Those tards will be nice, toasty, and
That's a
not have much
shame.
left on him.
It was a very nice race going for Matt Brooks.
But yeah, Xbox 7 Up and Alpha Nair keep fighting and fighting, so Hasbro's just getting a big enough lead.
Yeah, he's
So,
pulling away now. 5 laps to go.
don't-
Tenek puts the 3 second time penalty. That puts him level with Bradley and Peter ahead. But Matt Brooks is only on 6 behind him.
Well, to be fair, Xbox 7 Up could win this race.
In that penalty range. Oh, yes, he
He's,
is.
Well, Hasbro has 6 seconds, Xbox has got 3, so if he can get past Alpha Nair nearly loses the car there. Xbox 7 can get in front and gain a second on Hasbro, he'll win. And I don't know what that does in terms of points. What happens if Hasbro comes second?
Alpha Nader still can't win the championship in Abu Dhabi, so it'd still be Hasbro with the win.
So Hasbro, can he? Well, yeah.
Yeah, all
Doesn't need to
Hasbro
win,
needs to
but I'm
do
sure he'll want to win.
is finish
It's well, actually
first,
Xbox 7
second,
Up now.
third,
Look at the
and
move. He's
fourth.
looking around the outside.
Ooh.
Has the DRS. Oh, was Alpha Nair very defensive though. He looked for the switchback, but Alpha Nair blocked it. Had to back off the throttle. Doesn't have a very good exit. Has the DRS though. 3 attempts between them. Has the DRS. Turns it on. Uses the
He's
overtake.
closing, he's closing on the Red Bull. Which way he's going to go? Can't find a way through. Goes trying to set it around the outside. Not close enough. Yeah, Hasbro, if he finishes first, second, third, or fourth, he will automatically win the title.
Sorry, Bradley looking for the move
Yeah,
on
he's
Peter.
going to try to set it around the
outside.
outside of the racing point. Oh, as Peter squeezes him off onto the curb. Bradley's going to have to wait another lap for that move. Peter did have every right to do that, but Bradley's going to have those grip gear soft tires. They're against his hards. As he goes to set it down the inside, as Peter goes wide. And that's the outside to P4.
So the AlphaTauri's actually fighting for P2 in the Constructors Championship here. Both the Alphas out, 4-point gap between them and Alpha, so they'll gain a lead here. And same thing for Renault fighting for P2 in the championship.
Man,
They're only 10 points behind Alpha.
battling for the constructors for the second in constructors.
So both the Alphas, as Peter actually goes onto the grass there, so Matt Brooks will be able to
Oh yeah,
attack
here
Peter.
comes Mercedes with a huge run on the racing point. He's starting to drop back. As now Matt Brooks gets into P5. Peter's going to try to fight it.
It looks like Peter's going to look down the inside here.
Not close enough. With a bit of luck up as well.
Look at the gap between Alphanera and Hasbro. These guys racing constantly. They've just lost a second and a half in
it's
one lap.
It's costing X7 up this race.
And his tyres will be nice and toasty as well. Peter and Matt Brooks fighting there for P5 side by side.
Matt Brooks on the outside holds the spot. This is Log's 20 intended to close in on this battle as well. P5 is going to be the spot to be.
He was a few laps ago. I mean, Swanee has no penalties, so if he can get past these two and catch up to Bradley, he could gain even more positions here. But as we were talking, Chris actually got past Blink. So Chris up into P9. And looking good for points there. I won't watch him, I don't give him the commentator's curse. But Xbox 7 up, still on the back of Alpha trying to fight him.
Closing with the closing brake. With that slipstream down to the turn 1, not close enough. Gets late on the brakes, try to close up to the Red Bull. Ooh, Alphinator with a really bad exit there out of the turn 2. Let's go allow Xbox 7 up with a little bit of a run.
As we were talking, Matt Brooks now actually on the back of Bradley here. Has the DRS.
Matt Brooks is flying on those 20. His tires are older, but he's just flying along in the Mercedes. He truly does have the pace for P4.
Is getting to him, and he's probably going for it. And Swanee's on the back of Peter as well now on the main straight. Peter doesn't have DRS. Swanee does. He's going to look down the inside probably.
Here comes Swanee down the inside of the racing point. Nice move there from Swanee. Gets the spot. Oh, he's a move.
Oh!
They make contact.
It didn't look like contact. I don't know what happened there, but Swanee into the wall.
Drops it out.
And he doesn't have any wing damage from the looks of it. But yeah, he won't be too happy now. He can still get P5 from penalties, but...
Oh, Alphinator with the really bad exit. They're onto the front stretches. We're on to lap 35. Only 2 laps to go for Hasbro. As now here comes Xbox 7 up. He's going to make the move on Alphinator. Alphinator starting to struggle on those mediums. Down. Ooh, contact. Alphinator tried a desperate move to try to get late on the brakes on that AlphaTauri. Not close enough. Xbox set up to P2. But now Alphinator's going to fight it again. A huge run. Onto the DRS. Oh, Ted into turn 1 is out of the Grand Prix.
But as we were talking, Alphinator got the lead, and Matt Brooks has got another time penalty, but he's got the same amount as Bradley, so Bradley can now fight for that P4.
And that's exactly what he's going to do. Going to be wheel to wheel. Down the inside goes the AlphaTauri on Mercedes. Gets the spot. Davis gets out of the way. It's yellow flag sector 2. I think that's Lee Davis getting out of the way of those drivers.
As Matt Brooks is, still on the back of Bradley. He looked for a move there, but went a bit wide.
Oh, Alphinator very sideways. Once again onto this front stretch. That's going to allow some setup to close in. It's the final lap of the Brazilian Grand Prix for the Renault Hasbro.
And Xbox 7 Up has the run. He goes out to the outside.
Switches to the right. Gets the spot from Alphinator. Alphinator's going to try to fight it again. Yeah, Xbox 7 Up covered off. Try to cover off the switch. Alphinator's going to try to close back in here on the AlphaTauri.
Switched to Matt Brooks actually. He's got the DRS. He's on the back of Bradley. He's looking on the inside into turn 1.
And that's going to be Bradley. That's going to be Matt Brooks back into P4. Bradley down to P5. Alphinator not close enough to gain an Xbox 7 Up. Xbox 7 Up still in the position to win this Grand Prix. On time. Nah, he's out of it now.
Yeah, he needs 3 seconds. If Hasbro makes a mistake at all, maybe Xbox 7 Up can clinch this. But this
Bradley.
is Hasbro coming for the win. As Matt Brooks swerving all over the place, not letting Bradley get any ideas of a move here.
I think Hasbro had a little bit of an issue. The second sector dropped a little bit of time there to the AlphaTauri.
But we'll have to go on board with Hasbro here as he comes around the Sector 3.
He joined in Spain. 2. What a great season for Hasbro as he crosses the line first, but will finish second in this Grand Prix. Hasbro is your Tier 2 world champion. Versus, what is it, Season 1 for Tier 2? Yeah.
And he
As
keeps
no
the
Xbox
win.
7
He
Up
keeps the
didn't
win.
get it. Hasbro wins the Grand
Xbox.
Prix and takes the title with it.
Matt Brooks and Bradley fighting into the last straight as well, but I don't think Bradley's quite close enough. Matt Brooks, after
Gets
the
the
spin as
spot.
well, crosses and finishes P4. Very nice driving from
Side
Matt
by
Brooks
side
there.
for
But
P7.
Tenek and Swanee side by side.
Tenek gets the spot from Swanee.
That must have been close.
Chris is going to cross the
Chris,
line. His first points of the season here in Brazil for the Haas of Chris.
after 21 races, Chris has scored 2 points for Haas. Congrats to Chris. But yeah, Alfanator, after a very up and down season, I believe, he had a very good start. And then as soon as it hit Britain, kind of just got caught slacking in a few races, and he's secured second in the Drivers' Championship. Congrats to Hasbro on that very solid performance this season to go and snatch the Drivers' Championship with a race in hand. But congratulations to him. Callum though has secured the the Constructors' Championship for Red Bull. So congrats to Red Bull on the Constructors' Championship. And wow, what a race!
Wow.
I am so tired.
Wow.
2 hours sleep last night after revising for my exams, but this is woken me off, I tell you. Gee, everything happening there. Once again, congrats to Chris on scoring those points, and just, I mean, what didn't happen that race? Swanee spun a couple of times. Everyone getting contact. As Hasbro. Obviously, the game doesn't know, but he has secured the Tier 2 Driver Championship. I am going to quickly make sure the party is like that. There we go. But yeah, congratulations to Hasbro securing the Tier 2 Drivers Championship. I am going to quickly unlock general chat so people can speak in their form. But yeah, congrats to him. Congrats to Xbox 7 Up on P2 as well. So I think that might be Xbox 7 Up's best finish this season.
Yes.
Let's take a look. Yeah, P2 is his best, and Alfanator getting P3 as well. Very unlucky with the speed and penalty into the pits. And actually, Hasbro did get the fastest lap as well. So, I mean, P1 quali, P1 race.
And they get the fastest lap.
P1 in the fastest lap.
No,
But,
he did
driver
get
of the
pole.
day.
He didn't get pole in quali.
Did he not get pole?
No, Swanee did. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it's just third. I've had a stinker there. But yeah, who are you saying for driver of the day?
Well, I don't know, man. That's a hard one, actually, because there were so many good drivers up and down the field.
I personally would head towards Bradley after the incident on lap 1.
Yeah.
Pitted twice, still got P5. Or Matt Brooks with the spin. So much happened. I think this will have to be something behind the scenes that we figure out. But yeah, Hasbro P1, Xbox 7 Up P2, Alpha P3, Matt Brooks in P4. Switch to the stream because it's behind. Bradley P5, Peter P6, Tenek P7, Swanee P8, Chris P9, and Blink getting P10. Wow.
Can we give an honorable mention to Chris for getting his first points this season?
Chris. If you can go 21 races, well, he did join in Spain like Hasbro, so get rid of 5. 16 races without a point, and he still had determination to come every week and just turn up and get those 2 points. I'm sure those 2 points mean the world to him. But grab obviously the Tier 2 champion. We'll get him in here. We'll try and get Alfanator in here as well, Constructors Champion, and obviously just missed out on the Drivers' Championship. We'll get Matt Brooks in here after his nice recovery. Are we going with Bradley as driver of the day?
I think so, yeah. He's earned it.
Yeah, we'll get him in then. We'll get Bradley in. We'll get Xbox 7 Up in. I really want to get... we'll get Chris in it, of course. And last one, I want to get Alfanator in it. I don't know if he'll join though. Well, I guess it's worth the try in it. Let's see if we can find Alfanator. Alfanator. I'll ping him an invite, see if he joins or not. I can hear myself, someone's mic's echoing.
Nice.
Who is that? Jesus. Anyway, well, I guess we'll start off with Hasbro. Make sure you include in your audio.
Yeah, it's included.
First of all, from me and Evan, congratulations to Tier 2 Driver Champion after missing the first 5 races of the season. Joined in Spain, and you've won the race and secured the championship with a race in hand. How'd you feel?
Yeah, good. Race went really, really well today. Avoided the calamities at the start, and yeah, just kept in clean air, and yeah, nice and easy.
Tell you what, avoiding incidents. How close did you get with Swanee? Jesus. I don't think that could have been any closer.
I know. all I saw was him go left off the track, sliding across the grass. And I was just like, do I carry on or do I slam the brakes on? And I could see him coming, and I just tried to time it. And in the end, I ended up slamming my brakes on, hoping Pack wouldn't go into the back of me. But yeah, we avoided it.
Yeah, I don't think that could have been any closer. But yeah, congrats on P1. But now we go to the Constructors' Championship. The fight for second in Constructors' Championship is still on. The difference between you and Alpha Romeo after this race, with my quick mental math skills, is, well, you're ahead of them by 2, but Alpha Romeo ahead of you by like 10, I think. So the fight for second in Constructors is still up. So Abu Dhabi still have something to race for. But yeah, just once again, congratulations on the Drivers' Championship, and yeah, I guess we'll see you next week in Abu Dhabi. There's not much more to say.
Cheers, thank you.
I guess E-Dog, you can do the next one. Take a pick.
All right, we'll go to our second place driver, Xbox 7 Up, including your audio.
Yes, it's already included, mate.
All right, obviously a really great race from you today. Had some great luck. Had a really nice battle there with Alphinator right there at the end to secure P2 in this race. Just walk us through how you felt, quality and race felt for you.
Qualifying, I thought I would have done a bit better. I thought I would have got pole, but Swanee just snatched that away from me immediately. I was pretty damn upset about that. Would have been my second pole. The race was very good, I feel. Starting P2 and then trying to make my way through. I had a bad start, horrendous start. Put too much power on. Almost crashed into Hasbo a little bit. Not my fault. I got inside a bit. Words. It was great. Battle for P2 with Alphanate was intense, to say the least. I was shaking a bit. Didn't want to mess up. Almost messed up a couple times. It was great. Good race.
Next week, obviously, it's the last race of the season. It's Abu Dhabi. What are your expectations going in, and how you can finish off the season in style?
I have no idea what to expect from Abu Dhabi. I've finished P3 there once. That was a long time ago.
Back in my day.
Back in my day. Yeah. It's gonna be intense, to say the least. I want to try and just get into the top 10 in the Drivers' Championship. I don't know if I'll get there or not, but it's just going to be a bit of a challenge, really, to try and get past people around at Yas Marina. It's
been top 10 in the drivers, but you're also at the minute second in Constructors' Championship. So Renault just behind you. So I mean, you and Bradley can secure second if you secure the points at Abu Dhabi. But yeah. From me, nice race. It was very entertaining watching you and Alphinator fight for PT.
Yeah, come on, Bradley. We gotta do this, boy. We gotta get that. We gotta secure that place.
All right, awesome. Well, a great race from you, Xbox 7 Up, and good luck in Abu Dhabi, and see if you can finish off your season in style with P2 and the Constructors.
I hope so.
Cool. I guess I'll go next then, and we'll go over to Bradley, today's driver of the day. Make sure you're including your audio. So, lap 1, bit of carnage onto the grass, pitted onto those hards and fighting with Blink, and then, pitted for the softs, and I think you got P5 in the end. A very nice recovery drive in the end. Just run us through your race, what happened on lap 1, and
I like how you skipped qualifying. It's just not really a subject we want to talk about with me. But no, first lap was a bit of a shambles. I think I started off pretty well. Got a good start, and then halfway through the second sector, or at the start of the second sector, I think I got a bit of contact by Alphinator or something. I didn't want to make a big deal of it, so I just got back on the circuit, and just safety car kind of helped, So I went in the hards. I mean, I was being a bit optimistic. I was thinking, do you think I could do the whole race on these hards? And then Big Jeff in my ear was like, right, box for soft. So I was like, sound. And I think I was a wee bit lucky with some of the situations with other drivers in the race, but other than that, I was quite happy with the race. And congratulations to Tyler. Sorry, great for the team. hopefully we'll get P2 in the constructors championship.
Yeah, a very nice drive. Obviously, a lot of action happened during
Yep.
this race. I don't think, yeah, everything happened. But yeah, a very nice race, very nice recovery drive, and you have the lead on Ben in the Ferrari for P6 in the Drivers' Championship. So Abu Dhabi will be the race to confirm your seat there. And if you have, I think I could be completely wrong. You might have a shot at P5 as well, because Boosie did retire. So I mean, a little fight with Boosie in the Alpha, you could secure
Well, I'm gonna
a P.
work hard on the Arab Emirates, but until then, I'm just focusing on beating Ben because that was quite a good fight we had today. Also, congratulations to Hasbro. He's some driver, isn't he? But yeah, thanks for driving the day.
Cool. Well, congrats on the recovery drive.
Thank
Congrats
you.
driver of the day, and
Cheers.
we'll see you in Abu Dhabi next week.
All right, one more to go. Matt Brooks, you including audio?
Yes.
Matt Brooks, you already done Matt Brooks, didn't you?
No.
Did you not already?
No, we
you,
see.
you forget about Chris. He disrespected Chris, man.
Oh, I'm
Go on,
going.
Chris,
I'm
I
going
see
in
you,
order,
man.
man.
No. You said one more left, and you said Matt
Oh.
Brooks. I heard those words. Chris, don't worry, I'll come to you after Matt Brooks. Sorry, hold me
I'm
back.
sorry,
Someone
Chris.
hold me
I'm
back.
very
Someone hold me
sorry.
back. Hold me back.
He has to take a lap. Matt, are you including audio, man?
Yeah.
All right. A great race for you today. Obviously ended up P4. Good qualifying from you as well. Just run us through how you felt your race went today.
I wasn't actually happy with qualifying, to be fair. I felt like I could definitely have got a lot more pace out of it. I just kept missing the apexes. I haven't been on it for probably about 6 days, and I literally came home from work. I had no practice, so I was just a little bit rusty. It took me a while to get into the swing of things, and then, yeah.
Awesome. Abu Dhabi next week, last race of the season. Looking for a good result there, or are you just trying to finish out the season?
I'd like to try and get a podium, if I'm honest. That'd be nice. And then there's good momentum into the start of next season, because I've only just joined this season, so it's not really like I'm fighting for anything at the minute.
To be fair, I think a podium was so close today until that little spin in the exit into sector 3.
I was so
I don't
annoyed about that.
I mean, the recovery drive was still good. I'm not sure about your finishing position because I think Swanee might have got the disconnection glitch. I don't know if you got P4 or P5. Something the FIA will have to check after the race. But yeah, just for me, a very nice recovery drive still to cross the line in P4 after that spin was
When I've
was
got
very
spin,
good.
I've
And I
seen
look forward to
there's
seeing
only
you
like
Titu next season.
6 laps left. I thought I'm either gonna have to send it or but I managed to get the positions back, which was good.
Cool. Well, yeah, congrats today, and we'll see you in
Thank you.
Abu Dhabi. And Chris, don't worry, I didn't forget about you. I see you. Ignore Evan. He's just having a mare. But Chris, we got some points, baby. Let's go.
Finally, man.
2
Finally.
points. 2 points for Haas. You've had your head down the whole season, going for those points, and finally 2 points. How'd you feel, Chris? How'd you feel?
Honestly, amazing. I mean, I'm hot right now. I'm sweating. But yeah, it felt good to get. I didn't think. I thought I was going to get one set for one. And I saw. I think it was Tenek that got the 12 seconds. And I was like, okay, I'm going to push now. Last 2 laps, 60% mediums, and I was like, okay, I'll just head down, push, and I got P9, and I was so happy.
Do you want to hear the stats? So, I'm going to tell you them anyway. After 10 DNFs and 5 finishing races, finally, we've scored some points. But yeah, congrats on the points. It was a good race. Obviously, I don't know if you made the accident in quali of going on mediums instead of softs, but yeah, still a very good performance overall today. And I don't really have much else to say besides you're going to try and score points in Abu Dhabi.
Of course, that's the main aim, to get points in Abu Dhabi next week.
Podium? Can we see a podium?
Wow. I mean,
I mean,
Not
anything
yet.
could happen. We could see the whole grid DNF and you go and win that race. That'd be
anything
sick.
could happen.
But yeah, congrats on that. on the P8 and the points, and we'll see you in Abu Dhabi
Yeah.
next week.
Thank you very much, guys.
Cool. Evan,
Yes.
what a race.
Yeah, what a race.
Everything happened.
Great race today. Looking forward to Abu Dhabi, even though it is Abu Dhabi. Still might see a good
So yeah,
scrap.
just run through what finished today. So Hasbo did take the Tier 2 Driver Championship, and Callum did secure the Constructors Championship for Red Bull. Obviously, the fight for P2 and the Constructors is still on. I don't know the totals because Momentum Math sucks, but the fight between Alpha and Renault is going to all come down to Abu Dhabi. So maybe a lot of arms out race and a lot of... well, there's still a lot to go for. Even though it's not to win anything, there's a lot of positions to be made in Drivers' Championship and a lot of points to be scored for Constructors. But yeah, I don't think we could have asked for much more of a Brazilian Grand Prix today. It was a very good race from me and Evan. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you on Wednesday for Russia in Tier 1 or next Monday for Abu Dhabi in Tier 2. See you later.